Life's a ride, so let's make it count. Cherish every moment, that's what it's about. Tune in, together we're building our groove. Every beat, every laugh, we're ready to move. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave the troubles behind. This podcast is gold, the treasure you'll find. With every word, we'll light up your day. Join the conversation, let's laugh all the way. A little laughter, some love, we're soaring high. Every single episode reaching for the sky. News on the airwaves, spreading good vibes. Friends together, watch how our spirits rise. Kick back, unwind, leave your troubles behind. This podcast is gold, a treasure you'll find. Life's a ride.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the cafe. It's Sunday, April 6th, 2025 already. Spring is right around the corner. I'm sure everybody's got spring fever. I know I do. I'm ready for it to be here. I want to get outside and do some things, get my garden going, all that fun stuff. So welcome back, everybody. It's just me today. Mama Bear said she's done. She's sick of it. So that's the end of it. It's the end of it. No more Mama Bear in here. I'm just kidding. She's taking today off to work on some stuff she's got to handle, guys, which I don't blame her. Stormy said lies. You think lies, huh? You guys know her too well. That's a fact. The lies I tell. I'm not a good liar. Sorry. Welcome, everybody. 18 peeps in the house so far. 17 likes. You guys are on point with that today. Who do we have in here this morning? Miss Stormy. Welcome back, dear Mikey. In the last 24 Seahawks fan, welcome back to you. Jody Walters, good morning and welcome back to you. Miss Tandy's in the house. Wonderful to see you. Bonnie Bailey, my love, always happy to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you're feeling good today. Great to have you here. Josie West, same to you. Great to see you today. All right. Good morning, all you beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you, each and every one of you. Let me see here. Guys, please make sure to share this out, if you will, if you could, because you know you should. And let everybody know what we're doing in here. And make sure to hit that like button when you come through that door. Just takes a quick second. If you can, please and thank you. It is, Mikey. It is. That coffee is always good. Miss Trish Crow, good to see you today. Good morning. Memmy Rose, welcome back. Good to have you here. CZ's in the house. Welcome back to you, CZ. Mayhem Miracles. Always a pleasure. Steven's in the house with Crime Mobsters. Great to see you, sir. L. Joe. Miss Lisa Joe, yo. Great to see you, Lisa. Thank you for being here today with us. Let me see. Brandy B. The OG's in the house. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Mikey. Christy Nevada, welcome back to you. Great to have you here today. I saw that, Miss Stormy. We're going to throw that out there today as well. Is the bird in the house? The bird. The bird is the word. Hello, Miss Paula Fitzhenry. Wonderful to see you this morning. Always a pleasure. You can make me smile every day knowing you're here. The positivity that Miss Paula emits is amazing, and I love it. Stitches is in the house. What's going on in Stitches? Good to see you today. Let me see. Please, guys, if you would, if you have not yet, what is wrong with you? Please make sure to sub to our lovely co-host, Mama Bear's Crime Time with Mama Bear channel. Please check it out if you will, if you can. All right. Let's see here. We got our Dallas or our Texas people in the house left and right today. Texas is running heavy in here. Yes. Come on in, y'all. Let's see. Trying to stay dry down south. I heard that. Hell, we got flooding here in Ohio, guys, near Columbus. I was watching it yesterday. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's been raining. I guess SRB is west of that area, and she's been getting dumped on for 2 days straight now, I think. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. We're getting wet here, guys. Wet here. I lost my internet last night and my power, and it wasn't even raining hard, nor wind blowing hard. It's still raining here and there. I don't understand what happened. That's why we didn't do any kind of scary Saturday stuff last night, was because of the internet and power. My power went out, came right back on. Internet did not. Then the power goes out again, came right back on. Then the power goes out again, came right back on. So I was just trying to go to sleep. Stitches said, yeah, Columbus. Yeah, I don't know. I watched something on the news yesterday where the bridges were talking about a dam getting ready to bust near Columbus. So it's not good, guys. Not good. I think everybody around that area is floating. Let's see. And you guys in Texas are expecting a freeze. That blows my mind. Makes no sense. She said, the hell you say? Yay. Now I'm big mad. Uh-oh. Big mad. Just got new plants. I need a new plant. I need a new plant for right here. I think I want some kind of a cactus. I miss having my plants around me. When this gets moved around, it's supposed to happen this weekend. We'll see. I'd like to get something new greenery around me. Hang. Oops, hang. What are you talking about there, Mikey? Oh, goodness. Give me 1 second. I got to let my dog out, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right. All right. We got a big bag snowstorm and see, don't make no sense down there. It don't make no sense. Come on in, y'all. Grab a seat. 29 peeps in the house. 20 likes. We're getting there. And thank you all for that. Do you want something new? Well, my wife got me some of those little, what are them things called? They're plants. You don't have to do a lot with them. They're just pop up little things. I can't think of what they're called. Succulents. And I had them in here, and I think I overwatered them, and they died. Hey, Brandy B. There's these damn invasive grasshoppers that come in the backyard last year, and they're back. They could take down a whole rose bush. And oh, geez, that ain't cool, Mike. Texas. That's why you can have it. You can have Texas. I don't want it. I'll stay here in boring ass or higher. Yes, I will. I want to thank you again, Stormy, and anybody else that drops anything in the morning show links in the Discord. God bless. I appreciate you guys very much. It's so very helpful. It is. Come on now. They say if you don't like the weather, that's how it is here in Ohio. It really is. It can be 75 and sunny one day and snowing the next, and it's happened here. My dad told me about it snowing in June or July one time for, I don't know, 20 minutes and then it stopped. So our weather here is bipolar as hell. That's the truth. Come on in, everybody. Grab a seat. 33 peeps, 21 likes. Let's see if we can make that match, you guys. Help me get this in that Aggie rhythm, please. And thank you, guys. We are still growing, as I said again. I appreciate that very much from all of you guys. Couldn't do that without you. Thank you to my blue crew for everything you do, for being here. It is very helpful that you're here. I couldn't do it without you, and you guys know. Let me see here. Alicia J. There she is. Good morning, Miss Alicia. Thank you for joining us today. I wonder, I should do a special guest host today since Mama Bear can't be with us. Our weather's more bipolar. Are you in Texas too, Jody? That's very good. Very good point there, Bonnie. Hope you're feeling good today, dear. Oh, we got some mosquitoes here, especially where I live at, because I have the river down behind my house, and then I have like a not a swamp, but it's kind of like a swamp down the back hill behind my barn. So yeah, the mosquitoes, when we're sitting outside, boy, did they like to. I thought they was going to carry my grandson away last year. Mm-hmm. I got you, CZ. By the way, everybody, I would like to ask everyone, please, to keep Phil. We all know who Phil is. In her comedy, in your thoughts and prayers. Phil was in a bad accident this morning. She says she's okay. She's being stubborn because she was on her way to see her children perform. One of her children perform. Her son, I believe, perform, and that's when the accident happened. And she refuses to go to get checked out because she wasn't going to miss it. She said. So I told her, please and thank you. If you will, if you start to feel worse, go get checked out. The car is damaged pretty bad. So just keep filling your thoughts, please, and your prayers. I'm just a little worried about her. That's all. She says she's okay, but you know me. I did accidents for years. And I know lots of people say they're okay, and then something bad happens, and I don't want to see that happen. I hope she's okay. She says she's okay. She says a little bit of pain in her chest and stuff, but we love Phil. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers, everybody. Exactly, Bonnie. You never know. So I'm hoping that she'll see her child perform and then maybe go get checked out. Thank you, Josie. All of you guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that, as does she, I'm sure. She's an important part of this community. And as we do with everyone in here, we support everybody and keep everybody lifted up the best way we can. Thank you, Stormy, for that. All right. Well, thanks to Stormy once again. I think we're going to start off our day with this story here. Yes, we do. Phil brings a lot of lighthearted comedy into some of our rough stuff that we deal with. She's very intelligent. She helps. She's got a lot of insight into some of the stuff we talk about. And like I said, just that, but the fact that Phil is just part of this community, his family, a very important part, is what matters. So we do love our Phil. Yep, that's true. Phil is she brings people together. She loves unity. She does not like division. And like I said, she's a very important part of this community. And if it wasn't for her, Alicia wouldn't be back home here. And that made my heart swell 10 times the size that it did to have Alicia back, because we love her, we missed her, and we needed her back here. And that was all due to Phil. So That's what I'm saying right there. That's what this community does. It helps each other. That's why I'm so very proud of this. It's how I am too, Jody. In the same exact way. It's just how we have it. Agreed, Alicia. Agreed. 100%. Thank you so much again, Jody, and everybody else that is keeping Phil in your thoughts and prayers. The star of Phil. All right, guys, let's get the day rolling here. See, the first story we got to talk about.
Out of Oxnard, the body of a teenager has been found there.
We're told the boy matches the description of a teenager missing since Sunday. Julia Dang over the scene for us in News Chapter 4. Julia.
Michael, this could very well be the sad ending of that missing person investigation. We want to be clear, though, they have not positively identified the person who was found in the bushes here. This is going to be along North Harbor Boulevard in the Graff State Beach Park. This is just north of Gonzales Road. So that boy, that 13-year-old boy who was reported missing to LAPD on Sunday, was initially believed to be in the city of Lancaster visiting a friend. But then LAPD, during the course of their days-long investigation, they got new intel after collaborating with the FBI. And there are FBI agents actually on scene here as I zoom in on this scene where they're still investigating the body that was found today. But they got new information pointing the investigation in the direction of Oxnard. And that is where they found a body, again, matching the description of that missing 13-year-old boy earlier today. So still unclear what the cause of death is for the person who was found here. And again, no positive identification just yet. We're live in News Chopper 4. Back to you.
Oscar Omar Hernandez was reported missing on Sunday, and today his body was discovered. NBC4's Macy Jenkins live in Ventura County with reaction from family members. Macy.
Hi, Robert. Well, the teen's family told NBC4 sister station Telemundo 52 that he was visiting someone he knew in Lancaster. Well, now the FBI and LAPD, along with Ventura County Sheriff's Department, are trying to piece together a timeline to figure out how his body ended up here in Oxnard.
No hay palabras, esto no se le deseo a nadie.
An LA County mother left with no words after learning the body of her 13-year-old son, Oscar Omar Hernandez, was discovered on a rural two-lane road in Oxnard on Wednesday. What started as a missing persons investigation, now a homicide investigation.
We believe we've discovered the body of a missing juvenile that was reported missing from the San Fernando Valley area of the city of Los Angeles.
LAPD Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton says the boy was reported missing when he didn't return home on Sunday. Tuesday, LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division took over the case.
This is always a tragedy when we find someone of this age that is deceased. And we, as the Los Angeles Police Department, promise that we are going to follow every lead.
Detectives now trying to figure out a timeline on how the boy made his way from LA County to Ventura County. His mother and sister told NBC4's sister station, Telemundo 52, they last saw Oscar when his father dropped him off at the train station in Pacoima to meet an acquaintance in Lancaster. His sister, Alejandra Hernandez Bautista, says Oscar wanted to take the trip to work on an art project.
Que las tenía llenas de pintura que no podía hablar mi hermano.
The sister says she called her brother to check up on him, and the acquaintance answered, saying Oscar's hands were wet from paint, so he couldn't pick up his phone. Later, she says the acquaintance insisted he'd returned Oscar to the train station to head home.
No se acordaba si era antes o después de las vías del tren.
She recalls the person couldn't remember exactly where he dropped the teen off. She asked him, how can you not remember if it was day or night? His mother now asking for justice.
Pido justicia nomás. Justicia le pido.
Deputy Chief Hamilton would not comment on the details of the investigation or the condition of the body, but
I am a dad of 4 boys.
Had a message to pass along to his fellow parents.
The likelihood that something's going to happen is very rare, but parents need to be, and guardians, they need to be very aware of where their children are, what they're doing, and who they're doing it with.
Oscar's mom describes her son as a lovable kid who got along with everyone and had a bright future that was taken away by evil. Now, the detectives believe that the body belongs to the 13-year-old, but they have to wait for official confirmation from the medical examiner's office. Reporting live in Ventura County tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
The FBI and LAPD are investigating the discovery of the body of a teenage boy in Oxnard. Investigators say he matches the description of a missing 13-year-old from the San Fernando Valley. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live in Sun Valley, where that young boy went to school. Brittany.
Hi, Annabelle.
And yeah, guys, just there is it the 13-year-old's coach has been questioned in connection to a possible SA with the boy. So I think the two are involved. That's so everybody understands.
It was a really hard morning this morning at drop-off. Students tell me 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez was in the 7th grade here. Students who didn't even know him personally say that they had heard one of their classmates had gone missing and then was killed. And we saw students across grade levels wearing black today to honor him.
I really feel bad for Oscar Omar because he was only 13. He had a whole life ahead of him. He was very cheerful. He didn't pick up fights nor nothing. I posted everybody wear black tomorrow to show love for Omar.
And why did you post that?
To show love for Omar and to make sure he's not forgotten.
He's a really nice kid. He's very cheerful. And
Welcome, Miss Lacey and Dagburn. Johnny Gobble's dead floozy mama's in the house. A happy birthday to your grandbaby. I got a little birthday wish I'm going to post up here in a moment too, once we get through this. But thank you for being here regardless, Johnny Gobble. I appreciate that very much. I love the fact that you guys, even though you have life events going on, still choose to come in here and say hi to Wes. That means a lot to me, you guys. That shows me a lot. So thank you, all of you, so very much for that.
And just like if you talk to him, he will talk to you back, and he's really kind. It's just so sad and heartbreaking because you never thought like someone you have known will actually be gone. It was very shocking. My dad is friends with his dad, and when I learned that he got missing, I'm like, I wonder how the family's thinking, because it's very devastating how your child can go missing visiting a friend or something like that.
It's a pride for me.
He was just in my PE class.
What was he like?
He was nice.
It sucks. You can't trust nobody. My condolences to the families, and I know it hurts.
A spokesperson with the LA Unified School District sent us the message shared with the Sun Valley Magnet School community. It said in part, I am saddened to report the recent death of one of our students off campus. On behalf of our entire school community, I want to offer my deepest condolences to those who are impacted by this loss, including the student's family, friends, and school personnel. The district does tell us that crisis counselors are here on campus today to help any student who might need it. I've been in contact with LAPD all throughout the day. They don't have any updates so far in this case, but we do know that they are working hand in hand with the Ventura County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. Reporting in Sun Valley, Brittany Hope, NBC4 News.
New details this afternoon about the body of a teenage boy that was found in Oxnard. He is believed to be the San Fernando Valley teenager who disappeared over the weekend.
NBC4's Karma Dickinson live for us in Sun Valley, where she spoke with that family here today. Karma?
Yes, we spoke with his 3 siblings. We spoke with his mother and his father, and the family actually left a family home here in Sun Valley to head to Oxnard. They're looking to set up a memorial like the one you see here on that same road in Oxnard, where the boy is believed to have been found.
Oscar Omar Hernandez's family shared this video of happier times. A 13-year-old playing soccer. Now they're trying to figure out how that teen, who they describe as a friendly, easygoing young man, may have wound up dead 80 miles from where he was last known to have been.
No lo podemos asimilar.
Oscar Omar's 3 siblings expressing the same feeling. Their little brother didn't deserve this. Originally from Honduras, he had only been living in the U.S. for 3 years. His family says Friday he wanted to go to Lancaster to visit an acquaintance to do some odd jobs for pay. Oscar Omar was also going to make himself a soccer jersey, but his family grew increasingly alarmed when they couldn't reach him. His sister says Oscar Omar was originally from a small community and worries he may have been too trusting. They say they got inconsistent information from the acquaintance Oscar Omar was going to meet, and police say the boy was reported missing Sunday. His sister warns others to keep their children close and not let them go off with unfamiliar people. as LAPD says a person matching Oscar Omar's description was found dead on a rural Oxnard road Wednesday. Neither LAPD nor the FBI, who are assisting in the investigation, will confirm much about what they believe happened.
All we can say is that our investigation led us to this point here in Ventura County, in the unincorporated area of Ventura County. And everything between the time when he became missing and this point is still subject to investigation.
LAUSD confirms the teen attended Sun Valley Magnet School. Today, some students wore black in his honor, as both students and parents tried to wrap their heads around the loss.
It sucks. You can't trust nobody.
It's just so sad and heartbreaking because you never thought someone you have known will actually be gone.
And at this point, authorities have not released any information about who they believe is responsible or why they think this happened. Reporting live, I'm Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Karma, thank you. And the news that his family and friends were dreading, the 13-year-old boy found dead in Oxnard is Oscar Omar Hernandez. And officials are investigating a man involved in his life and possibly his death. The News at 5 starts right now.
NBC4 News at 5 starts with breaking news.
Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee.
And I'm Colleen Williams. Investigative reporter Eric Leonard tracked down the criminal charges, and he was in court today as well. He joins us live from the newsroom with new information about this case. Eric.
Yeah, according to multiple law enforcement sources, LAPD detectives tracked down that coach Wednesday, questioned him about the death of the 13-year-old, and booked the coach on a warrant for an unrelated attack. Court records we found show 43-year-old Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino is now facing a single count of assault with intent to commit another felony. According to the arrest warrant filed on Tuesday or Wednesday, that other felony was the attempted rape of a man. The criminal complaint says this happened in February 2024. That case was investigated by the LA County Sheriff's Department. The family of 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez, desperate for answers about what happened to their boy, have told us the teenager.
And just like yesterday, guys, I stated this again and again and again in multiple different shows we've talked about. We send our kids to school. We entrust them with these people that are supposed to be, mentors and so on and so forth. And here we are again. It's absolutely just heartbreaking to me that this happens so often. It's just enough. Be real. Welcome. Good to see you today. I don't know if you heard me. Michelle, welcome to you again. Kent, thank you for being here. All of you, thank you so much for joining us today on this Sunday. I appreciate you guys so very much, and I hope you're having a great weekend so far.
Teenager was last with Garcia Aquino, who they described as the boy's soccer coach. As for the connection to the investigation into the disappearance, Garcia Aquino has not been named a suspect. The LAPD told me this afternoon he has not been arrested in connection with the Hernandez case and that the investigation is ongoing. The 2024 sexual assault case was a sheriff's investigation, but it was LAPD detectives that made the arrest on Wednesday right after the warrant was issued.
Thank you and welcome,
LA
Amy.
County District Attorney's Office has not explained why it waited more than a year to file that sexual assault case or if the timing is in any way connected to the boy's disappearance. Garcia Aquino was supposed to make a court appearance this morning. He didn't. He's now expected to appear Monday on that sexual assault charge. He's being held on $100,000 bail. Back to you.
Very good
We
point,
begin
too,
with that
Jody.
breaking news tonight. New revelations in the death of 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. Investigators want to know if a trusted person, his soccer coach, knows anything about his death. NBC4's Alex was there live for us in North Hollywood, where he spoke to Oscar's family. Alex?
This is the soccer field in North Hollywood where Oscar used to play soccer. According to multiple law enforcement sources, LAPD detectives tracked down his soccer coach on Wednesday. They questioned him about Oscar's death and then arrested him for an unrelated attack.
Oscar Omar Hernandez was a 13-year-old soccer player who often played at the Whitsett Fields in North Hollywood. Today, his missing poster is still up at the field 2 days after he was found dead in Ventura County. Now sources tell NBC4 a man questioned in connection with his death has been arrested in a separate alleged sexual assault case. Oscar's family tells NBC4 that man was Oscar's soccer coach. Josue Hernandez said his brother Oscar was a good boy with a lot of friends. His family said he met the soccer coach at the Whitsett Fields a few months ago, where the coach provided individual lessons. His family said the coach wasn't affiliated with any official organization. But family said last week that man invited him to work for pay at his home in Lancaster. Josue said he didn't want his brother to go. He said he told him, "I don't give you permission." But when he got home, Oscar was already gone. Family said they tried to call Oscar repeatedly, but he didn't answer, though a few times they say the coach did. Josue said it seemed like he didn't want to talk to me or anything. Family said Oscar went to Lancaster last Friday. On Sunday, they filed a missing person report. On Tuesday, homicide detectives took over the case. And on Wednesday, LAPD and the FBI found Oscar dead in Oxnard. Last night, family and friends held a vigil in Oxnard and at the family home, remembering this boy who was a student at Sun Valley Magnet School. Amy Castro was his classmate.
He never failed to have a smile on everyone's faces. He was so fun. He was so energetic.
So as the investigation continues, the family remembers happier times while hoping for justice for Oscar.
Again, sources tell NBC4 that Oscar's soccer coach is in custody for an unrelated attack. He has not been arrested in connection with Oscar's death. The Ventura County Medical Examiner says his official cause of death is not yet known. Reporting live in North Hollywood, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
Very sad, you guys. Very, very, very sad. I know we have to be able to trust in some people in our lives, with our children, with ourselves, with our loved ones in general, but it's getting so hard. And like Jody said, there's a select few bad apples that make everyone fear educators and coaches and those people. That's not fair, because we have amazing teachers and educators, coaches and all that out here that still do amazing things. Tandy and CZ and Jody and all of them. It's not right. It's just as bad as bad apples that make law enforcement look bad. It's just not fair. And that he was a very handsome, talented young man that, because he probably was uncomfortable with the situation and didn't react the way that the other person wanted him to. Not good. Not good at all. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. Right, Tomboy. Bad stuff, guys. Yes. Oh, yeah. Big time with that, too. The church communities, they're used in every aspect. A lot of these horrible people hide behind God. You don't do that. Siggy and Mike, hello. Happy Sunday to you. Wonderful to see you today. They hide behind God, and then they go out and they harm people, and it's just so much of it has to stop. It does. Yeah, they do. They wear all these masks. That's a good way to put it, Stormy. Predators wear these masks. Teachers, coaches, pastors, police, doctors, etc. First responders. They get close to your children, and they know that these roles make them trustworthy. That's an absolute fact, Stormy. Very good point. Very good point. And we have to stand against it, folks. We're the only ones that can do it. So we have to protect our children the best ways we possibly can. Just stay vigilant. Everyone, please stay vigilant. Pay attention. Keep your head on a swivel. Watch what your children are doing at every aspect, every moment of the day that you can. It's the best thing we can do. They do. They absolutely do. Predators are real. Oh, it's bad. It's very bad. In the Catholic religion, it's very, very bad. Agreed. I was born and raised Roman Catholic, folks. I don't worship that or anything like that. I have my own faith. And it's bad. I've seen a lot of it. A lot of stories I've read about it. It's horrible. So just keep your thoughts and your prayers together for this young man's family, and hopes that if this coach is responsible, that he is prosecuted to the full extent of the law and receives the punishment he deserves. That's the best thing we can do, you guys. Moving on, I have another situation we're going to look into. I don't know how often you guys pay attention to missing celebrities that go missing. This segment was actually pretty interesting to me. Some of this stuff I didn't even know. So I figured this would be something interesting to bring to you guys to talk about today and show you guys. So again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. I appreciate that. 48 people in the house is absolutely amazing, guys. Please make sure to hit the like button on your way through the door. Share this out. And thank you all again for joining us. My ex-brother-in-law was Hispanic. I used to mess with him, make 3 circles on his arm, then tell him his arm was good. You're such you crack me up, Tomboy. I love it. I love it. I always say that if Calix couldn't have married, they wouldn't be in the news so much. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. All right, guys, let's check this out. Again, let me know how the audio is.
Without a trace. Their cases remain unsolved, and no one knows where they are or what really happened to them. In this video, we'll look at 5 real stories of celebrities who are still missing in 2025. Cases that remain a mystery with more questions than answers. It was July 2002 in the South Pacific. Former National Basketball Association, NBA player Bison Dele, once known as Brian Williams, was living his dream of sailing the world on his 55-foot catamaran, the Hakuna Matata. After retiring from basketball, he left behind fame and fortune for a quieter, more adventurous life. He was traveling with his girlfriend, Serena Carlin, his brother, Kevin Williams, and the boat's captain, Bertrand Saldo. But something went terribly wrong. Bison, a 6'11" center, had been a first-round draft pick in 1991 and played for the Orlando Magic, Denver Nuggets, Los Angeles Clippers, and Chicago Bulls. He won an NBA championship with the Bulls in 1997, but walked away from the game at age 30, turning down millions. His decision wasn't forced. He simply wanted to live life on his own terms. Despite his success, Bison was known for his unpredictable personality and struggles with mental health. Teammates recalled moments when his behavior was erratic, including an incident where he attempted to open an emergency exit mid-flight. Still, he was charming, free-spirited, and determined to embrace life beyond basketball. By the summer of 2002, Bison, Serena, Kevin, and Bertrand had been sailing the South Pacific, enjoying the isolation of the open ocean. But by July 8th, all communication stopped. Family and friends who were used to regular check-ins became concerned. Weeks passed with no sign of them. On July 20th, Kevin returned to the United States alone, raising suspicions with his evasiveness. When asked about Bison and the others, he gave no clear explanation. Investigators discovered he had forged Bison's signature and used his passport to buy $152,000 worth of gold in Phoenix. The Federal Bureau of Investigation got involved and found the Hakuna Matata, but bullet holes patched up quickly suggested a violent confrontation had occurred. As pressure mounted, Kevin provided a disturbing account. He claimed that during an argument, Serena was accidentally injured while trying to break up the fight and passed away. Bertrand, the captain, wanted to report it, which led to a conflict where Bison allegedly acted out of desperation. Kevin said he was forced to defend himself, and that in the end, he disposed of the bodies at sea. Despite his confession, investigators doubted his story. It had inconsistencies, and without physical evidence, it was impossible to confirm what truly happened. But before authorities could push further, Kevin overdosed on insulin in September 2002. He fell into a coma and passed away shortly after, taking any remaining answers with him. The disappearance of Bison Dele remains one of the greatest mysteries in NBA history. Did Kevin act alone? Was there more to the story than he admitted? And what really happened on that boat? Bison's mother, Patricia Phillips, struggled with the unknown. She never blamed one son over the other, but was left with the painful reality that she would never know the full truth. She once reflected on the situation, acknowledging the loss of her sons and the fact that neither of them could ever reveal what had happened. Bison Dele's life was filled with success, adventure, and ultimately tragedy. His decision to leave basketball, his complicated family dynamics, and his desire for a different kind of life all seemed to play a role in his fate. The unanswered questions still linger. What if Kevin had never returned alone? What if investigators had uncovered the full truth before his death? Would this mystery have had a different ending? We may never know. But one thing is certain. The story of Bison Dele will never be forgotten. It was January 5th, 2006, in Bremerton, Washington, when 18-year-old Joe...
Welcome, Jesse Shule. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us today. It is actually a really interesting story. Jesse would know. He's a sports broadcaster, I guess. I think that's how you would state it. There's a lot of great stuff over there, too. So thank you for being here, Jesse. I appreciate you very much, my friend.
Pichler made his last phone call. A former child actor, he had been out with friends the night before playing cards and drinking. He seemed fine, but at 4:15 a.m., he called a friend in distress, crying and promising to call back in an hour. That call never came. After that, no one ever heard from Joe again. Joe was known for his roles in Varsity Blues in 1999 and Beethoven's Third and Fourth from 2000 to 2001. But at 15, he stepped away from acting and returned home to Bremerton in 2002. He finished high school, graduated in 2005, and took a job at Teletech. He lived on his own, enjoying simple hobbies like playing Magic the Gathering and caring for his pet guinea pig. Despite this, he planned to return to Hollywood once his braces were removed in a month or two. After Joe...
Sorry to pull out that. I just was curious. Jesse, everything's okay with the family and everything in Thailand there? I know that there was a big mess that happened over there, and I was a little worried about... I know you had went on a business trip and whatnot, but I was just hoping that everything's okay with you, the home and the family and everything where you're at home there. Like I said, obviously you're here, you're okay, but I was hoping everything else turned out okay, Jesse. That's all.
Joe's disappearance, his silver 2005 Toyota Corolla was found near the Port Madison Narrows on January 9th, with his clothes and cell phone inside, but his wallet and keys missing. A 2-page note offering his belongings to his younger sibling was left behind, but his family didn't see it as a farewell. His mother, Kathy, pointed out the lack of a direct goodbye or indication of self-harm. His apartment was also found unlocked with the lights still on.
Good to hear, buddy. Thank you.
The night before, he had been joking and playing cards, showing no signs of distress. His sister Shauna was convinced there was more to the story. She believed he was likely too embarrassed to come home. In her view, the worst-case scenario would involve foul play, but she was certain it wasn't self-harm. Law enforcement initially suspected Joe may have ended his own life, possibly jumping from a bridge into the Port Madison Narrows. Lead investigator Detective Levi Davis stated there was a good indication of this, but admitted there wasn't enough evidence to confirm it. No scent trail was found near the bridge, and despite extensive searches, Joe's body was never recovered. His family, however, doubted that.
Jesse says, the one thing I learned about earthquakes, everyone assumes they are having a stroke or heart attack. Everyone I talk to says that the first thing that crossed their mind when the room started. I'm sure, because it makes you feel weird. Makes good sense, Jesse. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Cassie. Good to see you, Miss Cass. Good to have you here on a Sunday. It's awesome. You too. Yes, absolutely, Bemmy.
This theory. Kathy felt the investigation was rushed and poorly handled. She claimed police barely searched his apartment and prematurely ruled out other possibilities. She also noticed that some of Joe's belongings, including his Magic the Gathering cards, were missing. To her, this suggested something had happened that the police overlooked. As time passed, the case went cold. In 2008, Shauna reflected on the pain of not knowing her brother's fate. While people say time heals, it only feels true with knowledge of the person's whereabouts. The loneliness she felt was the hardest part, as media attention faded and people moved on. But the pain for her family never ended. Joe's family never gave up searching. Kathy continued to raise awareness, pushing for answers. She also worked to help other families facing similar situations. Though she criticized how the police handled Joe's case, she acknowledged that missing persons investigations in Bremerton had improved since then. Joe's fans also remembered him. In 2008, people recalled his performances in Beethoven's Third and Fourth. On the 25th anniversary of Varsity Blues, discussions about his disappearance resurfaced on social media, with people hoping that someone, somewhere, might have new information. To this day, Joe Pichler remains missing.
Yes, I know, Miss Cass.
His family still believes he did not run away and continues searching for answers. He would now be 37 years old. Why was Joe's car abandoned near the water? Why did his note seem inconsistent with the police's theory? Did investigators overlook key evidence? And most importantly, could Joe still be out there somewhere, waiting to be found? It was April 2019.
We may have to look into Joey Pichler's case, just because it's unsolved, and you guys know one of my cold cases, I love those. So I wish I could get some, Cassie. I wish I could. They're so expensive. I need some new stuff. I haven't bought anything new in a long time, but I wish. All right, Cass. Have a good Sunday, hon. Enjoy yourselves.
When actress Zoe McLellan, known for her roles in NCIS New Orleans and JAG, suddenly disappeared. The 44-year-old actress vanished along with her 8-year-old son, Sebastian Guillain, in the middle of a heated custody battle with her ex-husband, Jean-Pierre J.P. Guillain. The situation raised many questions, but answers were hard to find. Zoe and J.P. had been battling for custody since 2017, when she took Sebastian to Toronto despite a legal agreement to stay in the United States. While this wasn't illegal, it created tension between them. Things escalated when Zoe accused JP of mistreating their son, making the custody fight even more intense. By April 2019, communication between Zoe and her ex-husband stopped. JP hadn't heard from her or Sebastian in weeks, and Zoe, who was usually active on social media, suddenly went silent after April 11th. Concerned, JP alerted authorities, but her whereabouts remained unknown. A search began, but months passed with no leads. In May 2021, an arrest warrant was issued for Zoe over child custody interference, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children listed Sebastian as missing, last seen on April 16, 2019. Despite efforts, Zoe remained elusive. Zoe and JP's legal battle had already attracted attention, but her disappearance made things more complicated. JP claimed she falsely accused him, leading to his arrest. He spent 4 months in jail before the charges were dropped. During his time in jail, Zoe allegedly spoke to a guard about how to handle JP, raising doubts about her intentions. Around this time, Zoe reconnected with Charlie Barber, a man she had met years earlier while filming NCIS New Orleans. Charlie, a father himself, initially reached out to support her campaign for children who had allegedly suffered mistreatment. Over time, Zoe and Sebastian spent more time with him in Franklinton, Louisiana. At first, everything seemed fine. But as Charlie got to know Zoe better, he started noticing inconsistencies in her stories. She claimed Sebastian was terrified of his father and refused to go outside, but Charlie never saw any fear in the boy. In fact, Sebastian was comfortable playing with Charlie's son and seemed eager to spend time with them. Zoe often praised Sebastian for speaking out against JP, though the boy didn't seem to understand. She made odd requests, like asking Charlie to watch Sebastian during a funeral, despite claiming her son didn't trust men. She also imposed a strange rule that no one could cut Sebastian's hair due to past trauma, yet his hair grew without issue. Charlie also noticed Zoe's unusual behavior. She claimed to have psychic abilities and often talked about money mysteriously appearing in her account. She used different names and once checked into a New Orleans hotel under the alias Sarah Chandler, saying she was in danger. One incident stood out to Charlie. In April 2020, they were at a hotel pool when Sebastian asked to go inside to play a video game. Zoe asked Charlie to go with him, which seemed odd given her past claims about Sebastian being uncomfortable around men. This contradiction made Charlie question everything she had told him. By the end of April 2020, Charlie had enough. He distanced himself from Zoe and later reached out to JP on Facebook, sharing his concerns. He soon learned that JP's lawyer had already gathered similar information. The evidence painted a troubling picture. Zoe had repeatedly told Charlie she would do whatever it took to keep Sebastian away from JP. This realization made Charlie uneasy about how far she might go. Since 2020, Charlie has had no contact with Zoe. Their last conversation was an emotional phone call before she completely disappeared from his life. Her social media remained inactive and no one knew where she was. Authorities are still searching for Zoe and Sebastian. JP, alongside his legal team, continues working with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office and the Los Angeles Police Department's Child Abduction Unit. But despite their efforts, the case remains unsolved. Where are Zoe and Sebastian? Are they deliberately hiding, or is there
Absolutely,
more to the story?
Bemmy and Moonlit, welcome and
Did
good morning,
Zoe
dear.
truly believe her son was at risk, or was she shaping a narrative to justify her actions? For now, the truth remains a mystery. But if Zoe is ever found, what will we learn about her disappearance and the real story behind it?
Just so everybody knows, this video was put out 4 days ago, so it's fairly newer.
It was October 29th, 2022, in Barcelona, Spain. Levi Davis, a 24-year-old professional rugby player, had traveled there for a short break. He had played for teams like Bath and Worthing Raiders but was recovering from a knee injury that had put his career on hold. After spending time in Ibiza with a friend, he arrived in Barcelona alone, planning to explore before moving on. However, what was meant to be a brief trip soon turned into a baffling mystery. Levi was last seen leaving the Old Irish pub, a well-known spot near La Rambla. Closed-circuit television footage captured him walking out at around 10:05 p.m. He had only been inside for about 35 minutes, enjoying a drink while watching a football match. After leaving, he walked down the busy street before heading toward the port area. That was the last confirmed sighting of him. What happened after that remains unknown. Levi's family became alarmed when he failed to make contact. His friend Richard Squire, who had last seen him in Ibiza, reported him missing to Barcelona authorities. However, the initial response was slow, leaving Levi's loved ones frustrated and desperate for answers. Then, a chilling development emerged. Passengers on a cruise ship near Barcelona's port reported seeing a man struggling in the water. He was calling for help in English, and crew members threw a lifebuoy toward him. But when emergency responders searched the area, no one was found. The man in distress matched Levi's description, leading to concerns that he may have fallen into the sea. Further evidence seemed to support this theory. Levi's phone signal was last detected near the port. A few days later, his passport was discovered abandoned on a bench nearby. Despite extensive searches by divers, no trace of him was ever found. As weeks passed, more unsettling details surfaced, suggesting that Levi's disappearance might not have been an accident. Just days before he vanished, he had posted a video online revealing that he was being blackmailed. He claimed he had been secretly recorded in a vulnerable situation and that the footage was being used to control him. In the video, Levi looked afraid, stating that if he spoke out, his safety, and that of his family, could be at risk. This revelation shocked his loved ones. They had no idea he had been facing such threats. The question now was, did his disappearance have anything to do with this? Private investigator Gavin Burrows later uncovered more troubling information. Reports suggested that Levi had been targeted by a criminal group, possibly tied to organized crime. The blackmail appeared to be linked to a significant debt he owed. There were even claims that he and his family had been threatened. However, despite these discoveries, police made little progress. The theory that Levi had drowned remained their main focus, though no evidence confirmed this. Levi's mother, Julie Davis, grew increasingly frustrated. She criticized the lack of urgency in the investigation, believing that important details were being overlooked. She also revealed that Levi had been struggling with personal challenges, including financial difficulties and discrimination in his career. These pressures, combined with the blackmail, may have deeply affected him. Further investigation revealed more suspicious details. Levi had reportedly been in contact with dangerous individuals and had been followed and harassed. Additionally, 38 contacts were deleted from his Instagram account after he went missing, suggesting an attempt to erase evidence. Despite these clues, the investigation stalled. Authorities leaned toward the theory that Levi had accidentally fallen into the sea, though no body was found. In early 2023, police announced the case was inactive unless new evidence emerged, but his family refused to accept this conclusion. Then, something unexpected happened. On December 15, 2022, almost 2 months after Levi vanished, a friend sent him a simple message: "Please come home. I love you and miss you." What happened next was chilling. The message was marked as "Read." This raised new questions. Did this mean Levi was still alive? Was he in hiding, possibly trying to escape those who had threatened him? If he was safe, why hadn't he reached out? Or could someone else have accessed his phone? At the time of writing, Levi Davis is still missing. His disappearance has left investigators with more questions than answers. While some believe he fell into the sea, others suspect something far more sinister. His family continues to search for the truth, holding on to hope that one day they will find him, or at least uncover what really happened that night in Barcelona. It was July 6, 1983, in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Tammy Lynn Leppert, an 18-year-old model and aspiring actress, vanished without a trace. Her sudden disappearance remains one of Florida's most puzzling mysteries. In the days leading up to it, she seemed deeply afraid. What happened to Tammy, and why was she so...
This is actually a case that's in my book for us to cover, guys. It's coming up relatively soon, actually. Tammy Lynn Leppert. So you can know that we're going to be looking into this one too. Welcome, Randy. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure, brother.
Paranoid. Tammy was born on February 5, 1965, in Rockledge, Florida. From a young age, she excelled in beauty pageants, winning nearly 280 titles out of 300 competitions. With her blonde hair, hazel eyes, and charisma, she transitioned into modeling and later pursued acting. By the early 1980s, Tammy's career was gaining momentum. She had minor roles in movies like Little Darlings and in 1983's Scarface, starring Al Pacino. In Scarface, she played a bikini-clad girl who distracted a lookout in a tense scene. Though small, the role was a step toward her Hollywood dreams. But after filming Spring Break in 1983, Tammy changed. She attended a cast party, and from that night on, she became extremely anxious. She avoided certain people and refused to say what had scared her. Her mother, Linda Curtis, noticed the change and asked if someone was trying to harm her. Tammy simply said, "Yes," but wouldn't share more. Her paranoia grew worse. Despite her fears, she traveled to Miami to film Scarface, staying with a family friend, Walter Leibowitz. On set, a scene involving artificial blood caused her to break down in tears. She was so shaken that she had to leave filming early. Walter later urged Linda to seek professional help for Tammy. Back in Florida, Tammy's anxiety deepened. She refused to eat or drink anything she hadn't prepared herself, convinced someone was trying to harm her. On July 1, 1983, her fear escalated. She broke windows at home and had a heated argument with her friend, Wing Flanagan. Unable to manage her behavior, Linda took Tammy to a mental health center for evaluation. Doctors found no signs of drug or alcohol use. After 72 hours of observation, she was released, but her fear never faded. She mentioned witnessing something terrible at a party, but never gave details. Some believed she had seen something illegal and felt unsafe. Just 5 days later, Tammy left home with a male friend, reportedly named Keith. He later claimed they argued and she asked to be dropped off near the Glass Bank building in Cocoa Beach, about 5 miles from her home. That was the last confirmed sighting of her. Surveillance footage showed Tammy standing alone in a parking lot near the Glass Bank. She then walked to a nearby gas station and tried calling her aunt and a friend, leaving urgent messages. but she never reached them. After that, she was never seen again. Tammy was last seen wearing a blue denim skirt and a blue shirt with flower appliques. Some reports suggest she was barefoot, which was unusual for her. Linda later claimed Tammy had feared the friend who drove her that day, but he was never named a suspect. Over the years, investigators explored several theories. One possibility linked her to Christopher Wilder, an Australian-born criminal known for targeting young women under the pretense of offering modeling opportunities. Given Tammy's background, some believed he may have been involved. However, no direct evidence connected him to her. He was later killed in a police confrontation in 1984. Another suspect was John Brennan Crutchley, a convicted kidnapper who was active in Florida at the time. Authorities suspected him in the disappearances of multiple women, but no solid link to Tammy was ever found. He died in prison in 2002. Linda had her own theory. Tammy may have been targeted because she knew something about local criminal activity. Tammy had mentioned money laundering and feared being harmed. Some believed she overheard something at the party that put her at risk, but this was never proven. Decades later, her case remains unsolved. Forensic age progression images and ongoing investigations have led nowhere. Her deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, is on record, but due to poor documentation, her dental records and fingerprints were lost. What happened to Tammy?
Oh, shoot. Okay, Alicia.
Did she encounter the wrong person?
Enjoy it.
Or know something dangerous? The truth
Damn
remains
it, I was going to
unknown,
play something.
leaving her disappearance a haunting mystery.
All right, guys. So these are celebrities, okay? So it happens to everybody, you guys. Everybody. For those of you that don't think it can, it does. It definitely does. Hey, Walt Horse, what's happening? Have a great party, Alicia. Please and thank you. Okay, so once again, a little more celebrity info here. We all know that sadly, just a few days ago, Val Kilmer passed away. I don't know how many of you are interested in these types of things, but I thought this was kind of interesting to check out here. So here we go.
Could prepare fans for what was uncovered after. Val Kilmer's death shocked the world, but nothing could prepare fans for what was uncovered afterward. As Hollywood mourned the loss of one of its brightest stars, an unsettling document surfaced. Val Kilmer's autopsy report. And buried inside were details so disturbing, so unexpected, they left everyone questioning what really happened in his final days. This isn't the story the headlines told you. It's what was quietly hidden behind the tributes and movie montages. A truth that changes everything you thought you knew about Val Kilmer's last chapter. Stay tuned, because what's inside that report will stun you. Hollywood mourns the shocking death of Val Kilmer. On April 1st, 2025, the news hit like a gut punch across Hollywood and beyond. Val Kilmer was gone. The iconic actor, best known for his unforgettable roles in Top Gun, Batman Forever, and The Doors, had passed away at the age of 65. The cause? Pneumonia complications, according to the official statement. But as the headlines flooded social media and fans paid tribute, something about the story felt incomplete. The tributes started pouring in almost instantly. Director Michael Mann, who worked with Kilmer on Heat, described him as a brilliant, unpredictable force who left an indelible mark on every scene he touched. Josh Brolin shared a heartfelt message. "See ya, pal. I'm going to miss you. You were a brave, creative firecracker." Even the official Top Gun account mourned the loss of their beloved Iceman, writing, "A legend on and off screen. Val Kilmer, you'll be missed." Actors, filmmakers, musicians, they all joined the chorus of grief. Slash posted a black and white photo of Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone, while director Francis Ford Coppola remembered him as a natural talent that deepened with age. Some messages were long, some were short, but they all carried the same undertone: shock, sadness, and a shared sense that this loss came too soon. And yet, beyond the flowers, the statements, and the media retrospectives, there were whispers. The public had known Val Kilmer was unwell for years. He fought a long, visible battle with throat cancer, a battle he finally went public about in 2017 after years of speculation and denial. Fans watched him lose his voice, struggle to breathe, and eventually disappear from the spotlight except for one final, powerful appearance in Top Gun: Maverick. But even then, when he returned to the screen with the help of voice AI and creative filmmaking, many sensed it was a farewell. Still, when news of his death broke, most people assumed it was the long-term damage from his cancer treatment that finally caught up with him. Pneumonia in a weakened body wasn't surprising. What was surprising was what happened after. In the days following his death, as tributes kept rolling in and media outlets ran endless highlight reels of Kilmer's greatest roles, a different conversation quietly began behind closed doors. Close friends, former colleagues, even members of his own family started admitting that they hadn't known how bad things really were. Several hinted that Val Kilmer had been withdrawing more and more in the months leading up to his death, ignoring calls, refusing visitors, turning down offers of help. It wasn't long before fans started asking questions. Why hadn't anyone seen him publicly in months? Why were there rumors that he'd been hospitalized several times in the last year without it ever making the news? And why, despite the official cause being pneumonia, was there a delay in releasing his full autopsy report? At first, these questions got buried under the avalanche of tributes. But a few reporters kept digging. There were whispers that the autopsy revealed something unsettling, details that went far beyond what anyone expected, details that suggested Kilmer's final chapter might have been even darker than the public ever knew. For now, though, the world mourned. Fans revisited their favorite Val Kilmer films. Social media feeds were flooded with old interviews, movie clips, and photos of Kilmer smiling in his prime. But behind the collective grief, a quiet sense of unease lingered. Because while the headlines declared how he died, the real story, the one buried in the fine print of his final medical report, was still waiting to be uncovered. And when it finally surfaced, it left everyone stunned. The Hollywood enigma, Val Kilmer's rise and reputation. Before the tributes and the headlines about his death, before the questions about what the autopsy revealed, Val Kilmer was something else entirely, a force of nature in Hollywood. A man who could light up the screen and disappear behind a character like few others. But also a man surrounded by rumors, friction, and mystery long before his final days. Val Kilmer's rise was fast and unforgettable. Born in Los Angeles in 1959, he was a California kid who chased the arts early. He became the youngest person ever accepted into Juilliard's prestigious drama program at the time. From there, it didn't take long before Hollywood came calling. His breakout role came in Top Secret, in 1984, a comedy that hinted at his ability to shift between charm and chaos. But it was Top Gun in 1986 that made him a household name. As Tom "Iceman" Kazansky, Kilmer stole scenes from Tom Cruise with ease, playing the cool, cocky rival who somehow became the heart of the story. From there, his career exploded. He slipped effortlessly into roles like Jim Morrison in The Doors, a performance so uncanny, even Morrison's bandmates were stunned, and Doc Holliday in Tombstone, where his portrayal of the Southern gunslinger became legendary. He became Batman in Batman Forever, one of the highest-grossing films of the 90s, though that role came with baggage of its own. Because as his star power grew, so did the rumors about Val Kilmer being difficult. Stories from movie sets began to swirl. Directors called him demanding, unpredictable, even combative. On the chaotic set of The Island of Dr. Moreau, Kilmer clashed so badly with the crew and fellow actors that one director walked off the job. Joel Schumacher, who directed him in Batman Forever, bluntly called him psychologically troubled and said he was the most challenging actor he'd worked with. Kilmer pushed back against these claims, later saying he was misunderstood, a perfectionist who wanted to dive deep into his roles and wasn't afraid to speak his mind. But the damage to his reputation lingered. For a time in the early 2000s, he became less bankable, less visible, and quietly retreated from the front lines of Hollywood. Still, there was something about Kilmer that made him magnetic. Even when the press painted him as temperamental, directors kept casting him. Fans kept watching. There was always a sense that beneath the public persona, there was a man wrestling with something much bigger than the roles he played. And then came the illness. When whispers began around 2014 that Kilmer's health was failing, he stayed silent. His noticeable weight loss, his raspy voice, the canceled appearances, none of it was addressed publicly. For years, he denied reports of cancer, even when friends and fans noticed something was clearly wrong. It wasn't until 2017 that Kilmer finally admitted it. He had been fighting throat cancer, a battle he had kept hidden while quietly undergoing chemotherapy, radiation, and eventually a tracheotomy that robbed him of his natural voice. Fans admired his honesty when he finally spoke about it. They celebrated his resilience when he appeared in public again, frail but smiling. And when he returned as Iceman in Top Gun: Maverick, they took it as a victory, a comeback moment. But here's the thing. The more you looked back at Kilmer's life, the more you realized how much he'd kept from the world. A career filled with unforgettable roles, yes, but also years of tension, secrecy, and silence about what was really happening behind the scenes.
Welcome, Miss Wisdom. Exactly. And you know what, guys? Because he not every actor or famous person wants the whole world to know their life and know, they like to feel human. And I think that takes humanity away from you when you become somebody famous, because the whole world is in your life. Not everybody likes that, okay? That doesn't make him a weird person or a strange person because he chose to keep privacy in front, Not at all. That's my feeling, at least. Just saying. Wonderful to see you, Miss Wisdom. Thank you for being here.
And it wasn't just during his career, because what no one knew then, what even his family and closest friends couldn't have seen coming, was that his need to hide, to protect his privacy at all costs, wouldn't stop at his career or his illness. It would follow him right to the end. And the most disturbing part of his story wouldn't come from the tabloids or the interviews. It would come from what was discovered after he died. The private battle, Kilmer's silent war with cancer. For years, Val Kilmer's public life looked like a highlight reel. Red carpets, blockbuster films, interviews where he flashed that trademark smirk. But behind the headlines and the camera flashes, Kilmer was fighting a battle he refused to talk about. A battle that, by the time the world found out, had already cost him almost everything. It began quietly. Around 2014, fans started to notice something different about him. He looked thinner, weaker. His voice sounded rough and hoarse during public appearances. There were canceled events, reports of hospitalization, and blurry photos of him looking frail. Rumors swirled that he was seriously ill, but every time the press asked, Kilmer denied it. He insisted he was fine, even when he clearly wasn't. It wasn't until 2017 that the truth finally came out. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kilmer confirmed what many had suspected. He had been diagnosed with throat cancer. He had spent the past 3 years undergoing radiation, chemotherapy, and a tracheotomy that permanently altered his ability to speak. He downplayed it in typical Kilmer fashion, joking about his raspy voice and claiming he was doing well. But the truth was more complicated. The treatments had saved his life, but they had taken almost everything else. His once commanding voice, the one that carried through films like The Doors and Tombstone, was reduced to a faint, breathy whisper. His health was fragile. His breathing was labored. Eating became difficult. He couldn't work the way he used to. For a man who had spent decades in front of the camera, this was a private hell. But Kilmer didn't want pity. Instead, he tried to reshape the narrative. In 2021, he released a deeply personal documentary, simply titled Val. Made with the help of his children, the film used decades of home video footage and voiceover narration to tell his story, from his childhood to his Hollywood rise, and finally, his battle with cancer. It was raw, honest, and at times uncomfortable to watch. Audiences saw not the polished star, but the fragile man behind the fame. For many fans, Val was a catharsis, a chance to finally understand the man who had spent so long hiding behind characters and headlines. But there were things even the documentary didn't reveal. Because while Kilmer was open about his illness by then, there were still parts of his story he kept to himself. Parts that friends, family, and even doctors would later admit they didn't fully understand. He had won the fight against cancer. That's what the headline said. He was in remission, living quietly in Los Angeles, focusing on his art, his family, and small independent projects. But those closest to him knew that remission didn't mean he had escaped unscathed. The tracheotomy had left him permanently vulnerable. His immune system was weak. He struggled with breathing, eating, and speaking every single day. And beyond the physical toll, there were hints of something deeper, something emotional, isolation, withdrawn behavior, a growing reluctance to let anyone into his world. He wasn't the same Val Kilmer people remembered. And behind the hopeful headlines about his recovery, his health quietly continued to decline. By the time his final months arrived, even those closest to him admitted that he wasn't reaching out anymore. He wasn't asking for help. He wasn't letting anyone see how bad it had gotten. The world thought Kilmer's battle ended in victory when he beat cancer. But what the public didn't realize, what even those around him failed to grasp, was that the scars of that battle ran far deeper than anyone knew. And those scars would come back to the surface in the most unexpected, disturbing way.
And you know what, you guys, you got to think, this guy was huge. Like I said before, he was my wife's first teeny crush. You know what I mean? He made some really good movies. He was on The Doors was unbelievable to me to be able to. He's a method actor, and he became Jim Morrison as far as I was concerned. I mean, I didn't see past that. It was Jim Morrison as far as I was concerned. He was very good. He did good as Batman. One of my favorite movies of all time, Real Genius. He was in that. I mean, he did a lot of different things, and to go from that to becoming the person he had to be because of his illness was hard. It's very hard to accept that. Okay. So it will, it'll play on your mental psyche, in my opinion. So you can't condemn somebody because they become that person, trying to come back from it, because he knew that he probably couldn't come back from that for regular roles because of the tracheotomy he had. That can't be scripted as to a lot of different people. So it's gonna chip away at your psyche, in my opinion. So that's in my opinion what the deal was. I don't know why they're making this big thing out of it, but so be it. So like I said, The Doors, one of the most amazing roles I've ever seen anybody do. Completely. He transformed into Jim Morrison. So you got to give him that for sure. Thank you so much, Stormy.
After he was gone, his last appearance on screen. For fans who grew up watching Val Kilmer rule the big screen, his return in Top Gun, Maverick felt like a moment frozen in time. It was 2022, nearly 4 decades after the original film made him a household name. And there he was again, Tom Iceman Kazansky, standing beside Tom Cruise's Maverick. But this time, there was something different, something fragile behind the cool exterior. By the time Maverick hit theaters, everyone knew Kilmer's voice had been permanently damaged. His battle with throat cancer wasn't a secret anymore. What many didn't know was how much effort went into getting him back on screen at all. The producers, Cruise, and Kilmer himself worked carefully to make it happen. Kilmer's health was declining. He couldn't speak properly, and simple scenes were a physical challenge. But he wanted to do it, not just for the fans, but for himself. It was a chance to close the loop on a character that had, in many ways, defined his career. The filmmakers used a mix of creative techniques to bring Iceman back to life. They leaned on text messages in the story, had Iceman communicate by typing, and when he finally spoke, it was brief. A few simple words. But even those few lines carried weight, because they weren't just coming from Iceman. They were coming from Kilmer himself. What the audience heard in that scene wasn't entirely his real voice. It was a blend of his actual speech and cutting-edge AI voice technology. Kilmer had worked with a software company to digitally recreate his voice based on archival recordings. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to remind the world of the voice they had missed. When the movie premiered, the reaction was immediate. Fans around the world were moved to tears. Critics praised the scene as one of the most emotional moments in the film. It wasn't about the dialogue, it was about what it represented. A man who had lost everything returning for one last bow. But off-screen, things were less polished. Those who worked on the film later admitted how hard the process had been. Kilmer's physical condition was fragile. Every day on set was a struggle. The scenes were carefully staged to minimize how much he had to speak or move. And when the cameras stopped rolling, Kilmer would quietly retreat, exhausted. After the film's release, Kilmer did a few interviews and public appearances, but it was clear he was fading from the spotlight. He spent most of his time at home, surrounded by his children and close friends, focusing on painting and writing. Fans believed they had witnessed a comeback, a triumphant return of a legend. But what most people missed was the real message behind that Maverick scene, that it wasn't a comeback, it was a farewell. In many ways, Kilmer's appearance in Maverick served as a carefully crafted.
Yeah, Sherry, that's absolutely true. When Farrah Fawcett went through her ordeal, absolutely. Good point. Very good point. What's happening? Welcome, Klein. Good to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you very much. Hope you're having a great day, sir. Great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Goodbye. He gave the audience closure, but behind the scenes, he was already slipping away. His health was deteriorating faster than anyone realized. And while fans celebrated the return of Iceman, Kilmer quietly disappeared from public life once again. The scene was emotional, powerful, and for many, heartbreaking. But it wasn't the full story. Because what no one watching that movie could have imagined was that Kilmer's true final chapter wouldn't play out on the big screen. It would unfold months after he was gone, in a report no one was prepared to read. Personal life unmasked, family, fame, and isolation. For all the headlines, the box office numbers, and
guys, if you have not yet done it, please go jump over. There's a link in the chat there for Missing Black People Are Forgotten with Klein here. Please go check out that channel. Show some support and some love over there, because he does some amazing things to help with the missing, for sure. So please go check it out. Support it. Promise you won't be disappointed. And there we go. Thank you again for joining us, Klein. I appreciate you very much.
And the iconic roles, Val Kilmer's personal life was something he rarely put on display. He spent decades in the public eye, but the man behind the camera remained something of a mystery, and as the years passed, that mystery only deepened. Kilmer's love life, like much of his career, was a mix of intensity and turbulence. In 1988, at the height of his rising fame, he married Joanne Whalley, the British actress he met on the set of Willow. The two seemed like a Hollywood fairy tale, young, talented, beautiful. Together, they had two children, Mercedes, born in 1991, and Jack, born in 1995. But behind the scenes, the pressures of fame and personal struggles took their toll. By 1996, their marriage had quietly ended in divorce. For the most part, Kilmer remained close to his children. In interviews, he often described them as his greatest source of pride. They appeared in his documentary Val, and it was clear they had become his emotional anchor after years of ups and downs in Hollywood. But outside of his role as a father, Kilmer's personal relationships were rocky. Over the years, he was linked to a string of high-profile women: Cher, Cindy Crawford, Daryl Hannah, and even Angelina Jolie during the filming of Alexander. The tabloids loved the headlines, but Kilmer rarely confirmed or talked about these romances. He kept his private life, well, private. In his later years, that privacy turned into something else: isolation. After his cancer diagnosis, Kilmer's world grew smaller. His health struggles forced him to retreat from public life, but it wasn't just physical. Friends and family began to notice he wasn't letting people in the way he used to. Invitations went unanswered. Calls went unreturned. He spent long stretches alone, at home in Los Angeles, surrounded mostly by his art, his journals, and his memories. Some of that was understandable. Cancer and its treatments had left him physically drained and emotionally spent. His voice was a whisper, his body frail. Public appearances were exhausting, but even in private, Kilmer seemed to be closing himself off. In his own words, he described himself as a deeply spiritual person, someone who believed in signs, symbols, and the greater meaning of life. But that belief also made him fiercely protective of his space. He didn't want sympathy. He didn't want to be seen as a victim. That protective instinct, though, came with a cost. Friends later admitted that in the last year of his life, Kilmer became harder to reach. He wasn't responding to messages. He avoided gatherings. Even some family members said they hadn't seen him in months before his death. To the outside world, it looked like a man living quietly, recovering from illness. But to those who knew him best, there were growing concerns. Was he struggling more than he let on? Was he hiding something? Or had the years of fighting, first in Hollywood, then with his health, simply worn him down? When news of his death broke, those closest to him were devastated, but not entirely surprised. They had seen the signs of decline, the growing silence, the physical toll. What they hadn't seen, what none of them could have guessed, was what the final official report about his death would reveal. Because buried beneath the headlines and tributes was a truth no one had expected. A truth that painted a far more disturbing picture of Kilmer's final months. And when that truth finally came out, it left even those closest to him questioning how well they really knew Val Kilmer at all. Disturbing details. After Val Kilmer's death, the world grieved and moved on. His films were streamed, his interviews rewatched, his Iceman legacy celebrated. It felt like the story had ended, a beloved actor gone too soon after years of health struggles. But then came the document no one had expected to make headlines, Val Kilmer's autopsy report. At first glance, it confirmed what everyone already knew: pneumonia complications in an already fragile body. But tucked deeper in the report were details that painted a far more unsettling picture. It wasn't the cause of death that shocked people, it was everything else. The coroner's report noted signs of severe malnutrition in Kilmer's final months. His weight had dropped well below what was considered healthy for his height and age. There were clear indicators of muscle wasting, something doctors described as common in terminal illnesses, but, in this case, unusually advanced. It raised an uncomfortable question. Had he stopped eating? Had he given up? But that wasn't all. There were also mentions of multiple untreated infections, minor at first, but left unaddressed long enough to cause further strain on his weakened immune system. According to the report, these infections could have been easily treated had they been caught earlier. It seemed Kilmer either hadn't noticed or hadn't told anyone. Even more concerning were the notes about chronic surgical wounds that had not fully healed, some dating back to his earlier cancer surgeries. There were signs of ongoing physical stress and neglect. The report mentioned that in the months before his death, he had been refusing medical care, opting to stay at home despite clear signs that he needed help. And then, there were the toxicology results. While there was no trace of illegal substances or overdose, the report confirmed high levels of prescription pain medication in his system. Not enough to kill him, but enough to suggest he'd been living in considerable, unmanaged pain. The official language in the report was clinical, cold, but the message was clear. Val Kilmer hadn't just died from pneumonia. He had been quietly deteriorating, physically and mentally, for far longer than anyone around him realized. When the details hit the news, headlines everywhere repeated the same phrase. Disturbing details found in Val Kilmer's autopsy report. And they weren't exaggerating. Because the real shock wasn't that he died. It was how much he had suffered in silence, how much he had hidden from everyone, his fans, his friends, even his family. It seemed Kilmer had spent his final months the same way he had lived much of his life, protecting his privacy at all costs, shielding the world from his pain, even when it was eating him alive. In the end, the autopsy revealed more than just a cause of death. It exposed the weight of what he carried alone, the unspoken struggles, the neglected wounds, the quiet descent no one saw coming. And that's the part of Val Kilmer's story no one will ever forget. What do you think drives someone to hide their suffering so well that even those closest to them don't see it? Pride, privacy, or something far deeper? McLellan's Hollywood.
Wow. That was really sad. I didn't realize it was that bad. Wow. One moment. Okay. One moment here. One moment here. It is very sad. Too sad. You know, everybody thinks that these stars, these celebrities are just, you know, rocks. Nothing can affect them, but they're human beings. All right, guys. Next up, we got a bit of an update on a case we've been following on and off. It's definitely a cold case. I know a lot of you guys have followed this as well. That's probably it, Jody. It's probably truly, possibly what it is. So, yeah. All right, guys, on we go.
And right now at 6, we start by following those breaking updates in the more than 25-year search for Asha Degree. Today, law enforcement spent the day combing through a Lincoln County property connected to this case. Degree, you'll remember, was 9 years old.
Could be, Josie.
From her home in Shelby on Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining us, as we continue to keep you updated on these breaking developments. I'm Vanessa Rufus. Now, our crews have been at this property all day as investigators are working to make a break in this case. So I want to start with WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker, who is breaking down what we know so far.
The mystery of what happened to 9-year-old Asha Degree still at the top of mind and on the hearts of so many here in North Carolina. That search jumping from Cleveland County over to Lincoln County Friday morning as investigators from the SBI, FBI, and Lincoln County investigating this property off of Highway 724 here in Lincoln County. This is what we're looking at, though. This is a school that we're talking about, and this is where so many agents were here this morning searching the property thoroughly, trying to find anything related to Asha Degree. Inside the buildings, also in the tree line area, we're not exactly sure what they're looking for, but this morning, a very active scene. Now, we have looked through property records, and it shows back before 2004, the owner of this property was Roy Dedman. Now, this name might sound familiar to you because back in September, WCNC Charlotte and myself obtained court documents and warrants revealing investigators believe, quote, Asha is a victim of homicide and her body was concealed. Now, DNA from a hair sample taken back in 2001
exactly
found in a
Hunter's
bag in
move.
Burke County took investigators to the home of Roy and Connie Dedman, that same Dedman who owned this property as well. Now, at the home, investigators recovered a car similar in the make and model to the one sought out during the initial search back in 2000. Now, fast forward to late last month, we did get another update from investigators. The Cleveland County Sheriff's Office says back in September, a man spoke with detectives saying when he was in his 20s back in the 2000 time, he went to parties with Sarah and Lizzie Dedman. Now, these are the Dedmans. This is the daughters of the Dedmans, Roy and Connie. The man says he recalled a time where Lizzie was crying and made claims that she, quote, killed Asha Degree. Investigators then obtained search warrants for Lizzie's phone, and the results, including several messages of interest linked to Lizzie and her sisters, leading us back to today. Now, we are unsure exactly what investigators found at this time, if they found anything at all, but we do know they were here in full force searching for something related to the missing girl, 9-year-old Asha Degree. Now, our WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito did speak with the current owner of this property, and they asked if he knew anything about this. He said, what do you think they're here for? Insinuating this was for the Asha Degree case, that missing 9-year-old out of Cleveland County back in 2000 on Valentine's Day. We also have reached back out to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, and they say they will not be back out today for another search, But we have also reached out to the SBI and FBI to see if they will continue, and we do not know that right now, but we will keep you updated with what we learn more from here in Lincoln County. For now, in Lincoln County, Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
And our team coverage continues tonight. We know the search today certainly caught the attention of the community. It brought back some painful memories. It did ignite some hope for Degree's family that this could finally start to see a conclusion here, a resolution, some answers. WCNC Charlotte's Walker Lawson takes a look at their reaction.
Dozens of people driving by earlier today, stopping and asking, are they searching for Asha Degree? As many people in this community say, seeing a law enforcement presence out here searching has reignited many emotions that they say they want answers to.
It's very surreal. It's emotional, you know, thinking that we may be one step closer to getting justice for Asha and her family.
You know, I'd hate to know what they're going through. But I just hope and pray that, you know, that they will find her. And you know, whoever knows what happened to her, just come clean and tell the truth.
Again, many people sending their thoughts and prayers to the Degree family as they are hoping that there will be answers and clarity soon. I'm Walker Lawson, WCNC Charlotte.
And we should mention that our team has been really hard at work all day long trying to find the latest developments as the day goes on. Live Impact News Stream here on WCNC Plus. You're looking at a clip from earlier today on this streaming program that we have. It's a brand new concept where we are able to dive deeper into various insights, break new developments as soon as we get them, bring you live to the scene when we're not here on the air on television. So we wanted to let you know that this is a great resource to add to your favorite streaming device if you don't already have it added. So this is available on all the places that you like to stream. If you have Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or if you have a smart television, please add.
All right, so there's some good news there, possibly that they may have something. You know what I mean? Something in that case, which is crazy. Oh wow. Okay, hold on, guys. Let's see here. I don't know how many of you guys, give me a second here. I want to show you a little something. One moment.
Been here.
Another case I've been following for quite a while. There's just little updates here and there popping up. Let me see something here. Okay. Actually, no. Let me roll with this one first, because this is another part to this, the Asha Degree situation. One moment here. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Searching, and our reporters, we have a team of reporters covering, including WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito, who's here in studio. But first, this morning, we spoke with a cousin of Asha Degree over the phone. Here's that full interview, and she sort of lays out what happened on Valentine's Day 2000 before Asha went missing, and what happened in the family dynamics afterwards. Let's take a listen to that.
That particular day, she was ushering, and I was sitting on the side that she was ushering for Macedonia. We all went to Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, and so she was ushering that day, and it was the February 14th, which is also her parents' anniversary as well. But we all at church, and we fellowshipped, and it was just like a regular Sunday that we had. And that particular night, I just remember it was raining really, really bad.
Did she seem like she was happy?
I'm sorry?
Did she seem like she was happy?
Oh, yes. I mean, we were at church. We was praising God. We were all happy, you know. It was Valentine's Day, and, you know, it was just a ordinary, like, Sunday type of thing. But like I said, I wasn't, you know, she was a child then, and so, you know, she's within a different lot of things. Just like I was saying, she was ushering, So her parents had her in church, and my kids were a little bit younger. But
and I know that.
How do you call it? She was involved in the church. Parents, family, whole family was involved in the church, and so I mean, they're all good, great people. They're good people.
Right. And I know that you aren't really close with her parents anymore, but I'm sure they're probably still hurting. What do you hope? What do you hope? Can you, I guess, kind of speak to like what you hope that they can get out of this investigation?
To find out what happened. To find out what happened, and to find out if anything, if any, someone is responsible for it, that they, that justice will be served. But to just find out for the family, especially Errol and Quilla, and everybody who loved her, just to find out what's going on, what had happened that night, and that, like I said, if anything, if anyone is responsible for it, that they will have, it's justice to be served, because it's just a lot of years, and I can't even imagine what the parents are feeling. At this time, it's so long. But like I said initially, I wasn't really close with them, but we just went to church and attended church and knew we were family and fellowshipped. But after that day, when I think it was my brother-in-law came and knocked on our door, we ran right over there to go. It was like didn't know what to do, but just to be there and do anything that we could for them.
Right.
It's not something that anyone would have to want to, it's just undescribable what my part was just being there, but I can't imagine what the parents and grandparents, but I was able to get closer with them at that time and both of their family, and we just did anything that we could do to support and love on each other. And as I feel the same ways now, just to pray for them and ask God to help in any assistance with the officials, the authorities, to find out, what is to be. I can't speculate on anything, but I just pray that, that things move forward and that they be able to have some type of closure or also justice, if anything. But I still always have my hope. Always at the end of the day, I don't never give up hope. Anything could be, I just keep on my faith and hope, and I pray that they do as well.
Okay.
Welcome, Mittens.
That's all I can say, because it's getting me kind of emotional to go back down there because it's been a long time. And but I know they're a great family, and we were all in the church, and they had both of their children in church.
You're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sertivant. Right there, that was Asha Degree's cousin. She explained sort of the relationship and the family dynamic, saying, hey, look, we were not that close. I remember seeing her in church. We all went to church together in that community. And then after Asha went missing 25 years ago, they all just sort of banded together. The community came together and they got closer. And towards the end of that interview, you could hear that she started to get emotional as she talked about February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2000, before Asha.
Have a great day, Jody. Thank you for joining us, dear.
Missing.
All right. All right. One moment, everybody. 1 second here. All right, going in unison with the different segments I've been throwing in, guys. I figured this would be interesting for some of you guys too. $15 Easter dinner from Dollar Tree. Let's see if that's even possible, but I doubt it. Somebody says they can do it. Let's check it out real quick, you guys.
I don't understand. It's delicious.
The channel that we're looking at is Southern Frugal Mama, by the way.
Okay, so we're in the Dollar Tree. We're going to try to get Easter dinner for my mom and dad for $15. Let's do it. All right, let's go. Okay, we're gonna look for something for the main. I'm not feeling that.
Can you guys imagine putting a dinner together for Easter, a holiday dinner? First off, from the Dollar Tree, second off for $15. Wow. Great to see you, Hunter's Moon.
So I think I'm gonna make a chicken casserole as the main because we got slim pickings in the meat section. Some of this. I'm gonna get 2 or 3. I'm thinking 3 maybe. I might go back down to 2, we'll see. Colin's favorite and Ryder and Braden's favorite kind of French style green beans. They like the way they're cut. So, here we go. Ooh. I'm gonna go this way. Change my mind. I changed my mind on that. I'm gonna go back with this. Okay, I think I did it.
And we're back. I want to show you what I got from the Dollar Tree for exactly $15. You see that? $15. We do have state tax here, but I'm not.
We did cover the Thanksgiving version of this in here, and I think a Christmas one too. I thought this was wild though for the pricing. It's crazy. Not change subject. It's true they found Sebastian Rogers' clothes in a trash bag at the dump. I do not know that, Leslie, but I will let you know.
Counting state tax because not everybody has the same tax. Some of y'all don't even have tax on food. So it was $15 before tax. Right there. Did pretty good. Now I'm going to change my mind about a dozen times on this. We had to get a main dish. So I was looking at everything, and the best that I could come up with the items that they had was poor man chicken casserole. I didn't get the small Campbell's cream and mushroom soup because this was bigger, and I can half this and use it in 2 casseroles.
I promise I will look into it ASAP. In fact, we'll look into it as soon as we get to this.
I got some broccoli cuts to go along with that. We got some cheddar broccoli, and I'm going to create a broccoli casserole out of this. I'm going to try to make a peach cobbler for dessert. We have some biscuits. It says just add milk. I was thinking, hey, let's make some good old green beans and potatoes. And corn. This is what I got for $15 at the Dollar Tree. In my opinion, I could have did a lot better at Walmart. But I wanted to see if I could do an Easter dinner strictly from the Dollar Tree only, nothing else. So this is what I got, and we're going to make dinner tonight. I was thinking my next video, I would go to Walmart and see how good I could do at $15 at Walmart. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you think I should do that for my next video. All right, let's get this started. Into this casserole dish, this roasting pan, we're going to start with the broccoli casserole. I'm going to take that Knorr cheddar broccoli rice and dump it in, along with all of those frozen broccoli cuts. As these These are the biggest chunks of broccoli I ever seen in my life. I'm going to cut these up a bit because wowzers. I do think they gave us a lot of stems, but it's okay. I like stems. Okay, that's good for now. If it needs more as it cooks, I'm going to keep checking it, and I'll dice it up some more as it goes. Now, this is a very large can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to use half of this. Yeah, it's about half. Now, to this, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water. Now, when I normally make broccoli casserole, it's totally different than this, but I'm working with what I had, and we're going to make it do. We're going to make it work out, guys. That's all I want to do to this, and I'm going to put this in the oven on 375, and I'll let you know how long I cook it right here. I'll put it when I'm editing, because I'm not quite sure with the Nor. I'm thinking it'll be about 30 minutes, but we'll see. I'm going to dump in my stuffing mix. Going to add in the rest of that cream of mushroom soup. We're going to add in the 1.5 cups of water that the stuffing mix needs. I usually let the water reconstitute the stuffing before I put in that cream of mushroom, but it's okay. I accidentally added it before I did the water. We're good. We're good, y'all. Now we'll let this sit for about 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes.
She claims she's making something called poor man's chicken casserole. We shall see.
I'm going to go ahead and dump the entire can of each can of chicken. If you don't have any milk, go ahead and use water for this. But if you have milk, add about 1/4 cup of milk to that. I'm not going to add any seasonings because it's pretty seasoned with the stuffing mix. And I got to do my little floofy with the fork like it tells me to. And I'm breaking up the chicken a bit. Normally I mix this up in a casserole dish, but today I'm cooking it in an iron skillet. And I don't want to mix it up in that. I don't know why. I just don't feel right. Okay. And there we go. I'm going to throw this in the oven with the broccoli casserole. Green beans and taters going on the stove. I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of butter in here. Okay. I'm going to go in with a couple pinches of salt. And pepper. And we're just going to slowly cook these until everything is done.
I don't know if I could eat that there. Sorry.
The corn we're going to make some skillet corn.
This is Easter dinner, Leslie. Easter.
Dump all the corn in there with the juice. I'm going to throw in 2 tablespoons of butter.
Yes, the cubes are, she's making something called green beans and potatoes. I've never heard that before. I don't know if I can handle that out of cans like that, but okay.
A little spoonful of sugar. Black pepper. 1 pinch of salt. After this starts boiling, I'll show you what we do next. get these biscuits started. I'm going to do exactly what it says on the back of the package. Half cup of milk. Half a cup of milk. I'm not going to do anything fancy with the biscuits. We're just going to do regular biscuits. The more simple you go, the more budget friendly it is. Now I'm just going to do dollops of spoonfuls of the biscuit mix. The package says it makes 12 to 24 biscuits. It's a liar. Biscuits the size of my toe. That made 6 biscuits, but it's perfect for my family. For the corn, we're going to take a 1/4 cup of milk and 2 teaspoons of flour and whisk it together really good. Now we're going to pour it into that boiling corn. I'm going to add a little bit more milk. Just because I like it a little bit more white than that. I don't know why it wasn't white. There we go. So 1/2 cup of milk.
Is he making creamed or fried corn? I don't like either one.
Green beans are over here doing their thing. This is how I like.
I think the whole point was to be able to put together a full dinner, like a full meal from Dollar Tree, and it was $15. I think that's what the basis of this. She probably can do it all by scratch, but still crazy.
Like my green beans and taters, I like to boil up most of that liquid. I think it's so much better like this. Leave it to Brooke. I did the thing again where I forgot to press record. I thought I did, but I didn't. This is our dessert. All I did, I dumped this can of sliced peaches in heavy syrup into the bottom of this casserole dish. And then I sprinkled on the yellow cake mix dry and made sure it was even. The last thing I did was shred some butter, a stick worth of butter, and I put it on top. This is a peach cobbler dump cake, and we're going to bake this on 350 for about 20 minutes. I'm so sorry that I didn't hit record. I could have swore I did. But there it is before, and it's only 3 ingredients. Let's do it. Our chicken casserole's done. Broccoli casserole's finished. We got some good old skillet corn over here. Green beans and potatoes. We also have our biscuits. The dessert is still cooking. Easter dinner for $15 at the Dollar Tree. This is what we got for our main course. And here we go. Easter dinner up close and plated. We have our green beans and taters. Skillet corn. A good old biscuit. Broccoli. Cheese casserole. And our poor man chicken casserole. Not too bad for $15 and a dessert. The dessert isn't pictured. I will show you that in just a moment. Brayden, how do we feel about this Easter-esque dinner?
Y'all, this is so good.
Ryder?
It's delicious.
Colin, how we feel about it?
Well, I'm gonna be eating bread, but that's because I'm trying this up yet.
Okay, you haven't ate the rest yet? Okay. Hello, good sir. How do we feel about this Easter-esque dinner from the Dollar Tree?
Good.
Did you try everything yet? Try the broccoli casserole. I made it so different because I didn't have.
You lost one in your beard, bro.
in your beard.
Price you pay. Price you pay. That's good.
That's what I was gonna say, Mitten.
Okay, so it's good. I'm tooting my horn. Toot toot. It's pretty good. Here's our peach cobbler dump cake. It's looking pretty good. Look at the bubbles. See the bubble? Oh, yeah. Looking good. That's what she looks like.
That don't look bad.
So good. Immaculate.
They each got $100.
Go ahead.
That's good stuff.
Thanks.
Have you ever made this?
I have with different flavors.
Okay. Good.
What did you say?
I said I'm confused on how it tastes. I don't understand. It's delicious. How do you get the crumblies? I want to know what the crumblies are.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Well, okay. That's fair enough.
Alrighty, that was my version of a Dollar Tree Easter dinner with $15. I did what I could with what I had. They were missing a lot of their usual items today. I was hoping I could get some of the Velveeta cheese, but they didn't have any. But it's okay. We did good, and it was delicious. It tasted great. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And give me a big thumbs up if you want to see that Walmart $15 video. I could probably do a heck of a lot better with that. Remember to be positive, kind, and happy, and I love you so much. I love you so much. Bye, besties. Bye.
There we go, guys. $15 Dollar Tree Easter dinner. I would never imagine. She better not ever do that again. $200. Yes, Paula. Now, I bet you the peach cobbler was probably pretty good. That's my opinion, but you know, that other stuff, I can't do it. Yeah, we're gonna be watching little segments here and there like that throughout the morning shows. I think they're kind of cool. Plus, it gives some people some ideas with the crafting stuff and the Amazon deals and all that. Just a little bit different stuff. So, all right, guys, moving on. Give me a moment here. What else do we have here? One moment here. All right. Let me see here. One moment. All right, all right. Give me a minute here, guys. I'm just trying to bring up some updates for you guys as well. One second. Oh, all right. Let's get this to load, guys. 1 second here. I'm looking into the Sebastian Rogers thing. I also wanted to show this, though. We talked about it before yesterday, but I wanted to give a little bit of a news break on this. And as looking into the Sebastian Rogers stuff, too. So hold on, guys. We all know about this.
Seeing pregnant Beaver Dam teenager found safe and just reunited with her family. The 40-year-old man accused of abducting her is now behind bars.
Investigators say a woman called 911 after spotting Sophia Franklin and Gary Day at a truck stop along Interstate 80 in Omaha, Nebraska overnight. 12 News' Hannah Hillier live in Beaver Dam. Hannah, all of this unfolded on the teen's birthday.
All right, Blake, Sophia Franklin just turned 17 yesterday. And within the last hour, I have learned that Sophia's dad has made his way to Omaha, Nebraska, and has reunited with his daughter, ending a 2-month search that started right here in Beaver Dam. It's the moment the search for missing Beaver Dam teen Sophia Franklin came to an end.
A missing juvenile that was reported missing out of Wisconsin is at Love's at this time.
Truck drivers at a gas station in Omaha, Nebraska, spotting a teen with an older man late Wednesday.
So she went up and talked to him, and their stories were inconsistent.
Nebraska Sheriff Greg London says the truck driver, uncomfortable with the situation, pulled out her phone.
She went to a website called missingkids.org, and sure enough, there was an Amber Alert she saw, and she saw Sophia. Thankfully, she had her wherewithal to call 911.
Nebraska deputies taking the man, 40-year-old Gary Day, to jail, and the teen he'd met online, now pregnant with his child, to safety.
Whoever it was that had the forethought to think that looks like that girl and call the police, I can't even begin to say how grateful I am.
Grateful after police say Day abducted Sophia from her Beaver Dam home back in February, taking off in a black Buick. Investigators believe that car recently broke down in Idaho, the two resorting to hitchhiking, which landed them in Nebraska.
She was last seen doing laundry in the truck stop, and she is possibly several months pregnant this time as well.
Franklin's family breathing a sigh of relief with this message to her accused abductor.
You lose. We're going to get our girl back, and we're going to make sure that you are an afterthought.
And Hannah, we understand authorities had Sophia checked out at a hospital, and she and her baby are in good health. But you did mention the dad just got there.
Yeah, so we learned that Sophia's dad made his way to Omaha, Nebraska late this afternoon. Our sister station in Nebraska actually just spoke with him outside the hospital.
It feels great to know she's safe, and she had a checkup last night, and that she's physically doing well. So we just hope to get her more help and help her to move on past this. And, you know, she needs to finish school and move on with her life. So ultimately, that's our goal, is to help her proceed that way.
Now, as for Gary Day, we know he faces charges now in Nebraska, here in Dodge County, and then in his home state of Arkansas. That's actually where authorities first found the pair back in December. They did return Sophia back here to her home in Beaver Dam, but then we also know several weeks later, that's when they took off again.
And all these months later, we now have a solution here. So certainly just a crazy story in turn of events. Thanks, Hannah.
And we're really glad that that story is over, that they have an ending to that one. That was insane to me. All right, next up, let me pull this up to you guys. Something else too, as I'm looking for this other. One second. I'm going to give a little story here. Let me see. It was brought to our chat here, and I try to give you guys some of that stuff, especially when it comes to this type of a situation. Where are we at with time? 2:19. Okay. Let me give you this little story here. 1 second. Well, this is a cold case, guys. Chaos Divers puts this out. For those of you that aren't familiar with this, I have heard the name, but I've never really gotten into it, and I will at this point now. Thank you to Trish Crow. Check this out. And please listen on this one. This is kind of important now that I looked into it just a tinge while we've been talking about it. There's a missing Indigenous person by the name of Augustine Floyd. Thank you, Trish, for bringing that to my attention.
Give me a second, guys. I got to remember how to do this. Live chat. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Stacy Flynn,
Some issues
already
with
for
this
becoming
case,
a
by the way,
diver.
too, you
That's
guys.
awesome. As you guys know, we're Chaos Divers, and we got Britton with Depths of History. Colston's over there. We got Lindsay. She's from Chaos Divers also. She's going to be talking about this situation that we're in right now. We are currently in Mount Pleasant. We are searching for Augustine Floyd. And from there, I just want to say thank you guys for your continued support, for everything you guys have done for us so far. We're about halfway through our trip. Everything's going good. The boat's excellent. The RV's running good. We just changed the oil on the boat, and everything's running good. So with that being said, I'll let Lindsay talk about the situation at hand. And I'm going to try to get Maverick not to hit the thing again. All right. Just one other thing. We do have permission from the family to talk about this. So please be respectful in the comments or in the live stream. The family is watching.
Now it came on. So a little bit about Augustine. His family called him Augie. Augustine Floyd went missing on October 12th of 2007. He went missing in a 1995 Cadillac DeVille. I believe it was black in color. Excuse me. Augustine went to a concert that night. I believe it was a T-Pain concert at Central Michigan University or somewhere right around there. He went up there to the concert, came back to a party on the reservation. It is believed that there's a possibility that when Augie left the party that evening, he did not leave of his own free will. So there is that belief that there is that possibility. That possibility is there that when he left the party that night from the reservation, it was not of his own free will. Because Augustine was, he did live with his grandmother, and it was on the reservation. We cannot, without being granted access, search any bodies of water affiliated with tribal land. The detective that is handling the case will not be back until Tuesday. Today's Thursday, and then, as you guys may know, obviously it's the holiday weekend, so he won't be back until Tuesday. We will be gone by then. As you guys know, we're on this 60-day trip, moving along on our schedule.
Just to let everybody know, this was filmed. Video was put out 10 months ago, and they're still having issues with this case.
Oh, sorry, Mav. Mav's wandering around. So
again, Trish, I want to thank you for bringing this to my attention. As I've been trying to pay attention to Indigenous situations more often than they get. So this is another one I'm going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive into. So thank you again, Trish, for this.
What we plan to do is search any private bodies of water that are owned by businesses or individuals that are not associated with tribal land. There are a lot, especially in the area of not just Mount Pleasant, but going from Mount Pleasant to Oil City on M20 is kind of where we want to focus. Anything along that road on either side of the road, even if it's back a little bit, where an accident could take place or Augustine and his car could have been put into the water. So if you guys are from the Mount Pleasant area,
welcome, Miss Licity,
and you own private property with a pond on it, or own a business with a pond on it, or you know of a friend that does, please get a hold of us because we would like to come and search that. By no means
if nobody understood this, is they cannot search tribal waterways. So what they're doing right here in this video back then was they were asking people that have private waterways to allow for them to be able to search these areas within this area. So that's what this was based on.
Is us searching a property insinuating anything on anyone's behalf. These are just areas that, again, could have been an accident or, you know, driving along and somebody could have put something in your pond without even realizing it. So if you are in this area, again, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, especially want to focus on M20 going towards Oil City. If there's anything, if you know of anybody, you own property, a business, anything like that, please help us because we really want to provide answers and start narrowing these places down. As far as getting permission from tribal police, Jacob has spoke with them today about what we do, what we are doing here, you know, how we want to assist in Augie's case. Again, we have to wait for permission from the detective. So what we plan on doing is this end of summer, fall, when we head up towards on our Canada trip, is we'll either come up this way and then enter Canada through Michigan, and then we'll come out through the New York area and finish with Guy Pike, or vice versa. We'll go up into Canada through New York and then come out back into the U.S. through Michigan and come back over here. So that's something that we can schedule, but we do want to be able to provide answers now, at least as to where Augie is not.
I've seen a lot of comments going through. Britt also seen a comment. No, I'm not trying to look like Doug Bishop. I'm growing my beard out just to grow it out. So that's it. The bibs. All right. That was a 12 years wearing bibs, and
On sale.
they were on sale from $42 from it was $7. So I bought a pair of bibs today, and I've been wearing them. And these two are like, you look so, I don't even know. What is it, hillbilly-ish or whatever? And regardless, it's whatever. Sonny Parker, I'm not cutting my shorts off. I'm putting a straw hat on. I've seen that comment too. Anyways, guys, seriously, on a serious note, we're here. We want to search for Augustine. If you guys know of anybody or anywhere, any place, got cousins up here, got whatever, just have them get a hold of us. We're going to be here for the next 2 days. We want to search as much as we can. Now, we do have what do you call it? Like not permission, but not permission yet. We're waiting confirmation.
Yeah, we've spoken with a few different businesses today that are making contact with us either tonight or tomorrow morning that will say yay or nay if we can search. Again, we want to make sure that we are as respectful as possible to the tribal council. The
Hello
tribal
again,
land.
Miss
We want to
Cass
make sure
and
that we are
Kathy.
respecting that aspect of things. Obviously, like we've not searched for, or we've not really had this situation during a search before, but we want to make sure that we are as respectful as possible. So that way, should we go to help another family who is affiliated with any kind of tribal land reservation, anything like that, that we can kind of use this as reference, and then we can say like, look, this is what we've done before. So that way it kind of helps us move forward. Again, just helping more families. So unfortunately, Augie's grandmother has passed, but we have been speaking with other people who were, involved with Augie and his family and that kind of thing. So we want to make sure, again, that we are respectful to them, their culture, their heritage. We want to make sure that we aren't disrespecting anything or anyone in any way, shape, or form. So that's why we are going to take the time to wait for the detective to contact us back, go from there, set up something with them so that way everything is planned. There's no surprises, there's no anything. But in the meantime, there's a lot of property around here that's not affiliated with with the reservation. So, like Jacob said earlier, we've got those two or three businesses that we've spoken with. We're just waiting for them to get back with us. And again, with us coming and searching is in absolutely no way insinuating
Hello, everyone.
That anyone had anything to do with this, that property had anything to do with it, the property owner. That's not for us to decide, to put out. If you guys do have a property, where we are searching will not be made public. We aren't going to say, oh, we're searching at, 123 Main Street. None of that will be public. It won't be put out there. As you guys know, we do film during our searches. Your house will not be shown. Your business will not be shown unless you ask us, hey, yeah, it's okay. That kind of thing. But none of that will be shown. Maybe the pond area, the sonar, that kind of thing, but nothing personally will be put out there.
Lindsay brought up a good point about the tribal law enforcement. As you guys know, we're pro law enforcement. We want to do everything by law. We want to be respectful towards them. We want to work with them. We want to be a resource for them. We want to say, hey, Jacob, can you come up here? We got a missing person. Can we use your expertise or Lindsay's expertise or Britton's expertise in solving this case and help us? Absolutely. Indigenous people are the same as anybody else. We want to be able to be a resource for everyone. So, yep. With that being said, is there anything else that we need to speak of other than your guys' support has been phenomenal this trip? We've met several people on this trip. I got to meet up with Digging with Deej for dinner that last night. 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I got to see my friend I haven't seen in 20 years.
Thanks, Crash.
Nathan. He came up and ate. You got to
movies.
Movies.
We didn't eat dinner with him.
Yeah. Well, regardless, we had some time with him. That's pretty awesome. Lindsay got to visit her grandmother, and they got to see the Hudson River. It's Hudson River?
That's in New York there, darling.
What river is it?
The St. Clair River.
St. Clair River, which was beautiful. The sun wasn't shining, so it wasn't clear, but still the same. We're able to do this because of you guys, and on the way of being able to do this and actually taking some time and doing the things that we've never gotten to do or see, we're also helping these families out day in and day out. There's been a lot of things that I've had to fix. We've had to take breaks. We've had to do this. Had to change the oil. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've had to do this trip. But all in all, we're trying to help these families out, and we've been busting our butts and met some amazing people. Hopefully, we'll leave here, and the police will know that we were never trying to make them look bad or trying to go behind their backs, but actually work with them. So whatever we got to do to work with them will be amazing. So, Other than that, if you guys haven't checked out Britt, check him out from Depths of History. He whooped himself 2 days ago in the in the Detroit River. The kid went above and beyond. We did find 4 vehicles over there. Unfortunately, they weren't the ones we were looking for, but we did find a Ford Explorer.
We did.
But it wasn't the right one.
Wasn't the right one.
When we seen it, we were like, oh my God, we have answers finally. And then we went down. He went down. But I'm going to tell you what, Detroit River is not for the faint of heart. It's definitely got a big undertow.
Oh, for sure.
And it was a challenge for him, but he did it. So then, Corey with Cooper's Amputee Lifestyle, he left. He did an amazing job. Ride or Dive, he was there. He did an amazing job. Everybody this trip has been awesome. So thank you guys again for your support. If you guys haven't checked out chaosdivers.com, that is a way that you can support us and try to help bring these families home. Anything else?
No, again, if you can get us access to any private properties around the Mount Pleasant area, if you have any idea what happened with Augie that night, get a hold of us. Again, Augustine Floyd, he was 18 years old on October 12th of 2007 and during his disappearance. He was driving a 1995 Cadillac DeVille. He went to a concert that evening, at T-Pain concert at Central Michigan University, came back, party at the reservation. I'm so sorry. I'm loopy. At the reservation. And when he left that night, no one has heard or seen from him since.
Okay. All right. So like I said, guys, I'm going to be looking into that a lot deeper. I'm gonna pull that in one of my cold cases now. And again, thank you, Trish, so very much for that. Okay, let's see here. Let me do something here real quick that I was gonna do earlier. And then we'll move on to another piece, and then we'll be towards the end of the show, guys. Give me 1 second, please, and thank you.
That's for you.
Well, thank you, buddy. Hold on. All right, I just want to put this out real quick because I adore her, and she's an important part of our important team. So this is from me for little Miss Hazel. Today's her birthday, or her birthday party, either way. But that's just a quick old thing, real quick. She deserves it. She's an adorable, sweet little baby girl. She may not even hear it, but I just want to play it real quick. So.
Happy birthday, Hazel. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Hazel. Happy birthday, Hazel. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Hazel.
There you go, kiddo. Happy birthday, sweet baby girl. I hope you have an amazing day and have a wonderful, wonderful. Oh, what's this? What is this? Hold on. A wonderful, wonderful day with your family. This is cute. Hold on. I got to play this too, just because it's cute. And then I'll let it go.
Would you get down? We're going to be late for Hazel's birthday.
I hope there will be cheese at Hazel's birthday party. You know how much I like cheese. Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel. Happy birthday, my friend Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel. Breaking news. It's Hazel's birthday today? And in other news, scientists prove that cats are smarter than dogs. There's no way you could get 8 cats to pull a sled through the snow.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel. Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
Happy birthday, Hazel.
I have studied many philosophers and many cats. The wisdom of cats is infinitely superior. Please subscribe.
All right, sorry. I just had to throw some kitties in there for her. Again, happy birthday, Hazel. We love you as much as we love mommy, so I hope you have a great day, kiddo. I hope she does enjoy it. How old is she again, Alicia? She's just a little one. She's so cute, you guys. She's absolutely adorable. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's see what this is all about. This is put out from True Crime Buzz. Let's see real quick. I don't know. Nope, my grandson's beside me back here to the left watching, or to the right watching Mickey Mouse. Sorry.
Hello, everyone.
We'll watch a piece of this. I don't have time to watch the whole thing, but
Thank you so much for being here April 5th, a little bit later, but I definitely wanted to get in here and be able to talk. He said law enforcement contacted the trash person and asked them if there was anything out of the ordinary that day or around the area. And he said no. Now that, and Justin shared that as well. Okay. So it is triggering. I did shed tears, you know. But my friends, it's physical evidence if they've got it, right? It's physical evidence. So it means a lot of different things because there's one person with an alibi in the home, the silhouette, the clothing. So let's talk.
let me ask a question with this. Leslie, I guess you watched all of this. I haven't, but let me ask, did law enforcement put this out? Did they know that is that something that came from law enforcement that they found his clothes in the garbage or at the landfill? I'm sorry. What are you doing, dude? Okay. Don't touch that stuff there. No, they didn't. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'll give you guys the link, which is in the chat here. And nothing against anybody. I'll give you the link to go ahead and go there. It's right here, True Crime Buzz, to check it out. I don't want to play it in here unless I know it's 100% real. Okay. And I don't want anybody to take offense. What's up? Okay. All right, buddy. So I'll give you guys that option to go check it out yourselves. Come to the conclusion you will. Unless there's some factual information based on it. Justin said the garbage people told him. Okay. Well, once we get, and you guys know how I do it, some factual based information in a document or from law enforcement, I definitely have no problems playing it. And I'll review this myself, but I don't want to play this out here until I know for a fact. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's all. No worries. I definitely will be looking into it, though, because I'm curious now. I just can't imagine if the people at the landfill went to a YouTube creator and told them why they wouldn't tell police about this and have police looking into it. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I have with that. And that's just how I've been doing this because of all the stuff that's happened with this case, guys. I want to make sure I have facts. But thank you, Leslie, for drawing my attention to this. I really do appreciate that because I hadn't heard this yet. So One second. 1 second, guys. Plus, we're at the time. We won't have enough time to watch it anyway. I've only got like a max of 15 minutes left, period. So give me a minute here. Well, I understand, Taylor. I'm not a big fan myself, but that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Hold on a minute. All right, guys. Let's see if we can get some laughs in here before we get out of here. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Tell you that, Mama. Because last night
Good to see you, bro, guy.
was hands down one of the best nights that had no doubt. Just with a bottle of wine and
Right, Leslie.
Jesse, you said you have kids? How many kids do you have? 3 kids? Who's their mom? You don't know the mom?
Wait, Julia, one and only. I'm his one and only Julia.
You are his one and
only. He only knows one Julia.
He knows.
What is? He texted me back. Daddy.
You have to answer it.
I did answer it. I pressed hello. Hi, Dad. Guess what? I could totally get my lip pierced right now because I can't feel my face.
You still have your tongue and you still have all the rest of your teeth. No. No. Deandra, you have teeth and a tongue in your mouth.
No, I don't. I like it. My chin is saggy like an old lady.
It is. It's like all. It's all the way down to your like chest almost.
No. No.
Ben's in school, honey. He's in class. He's in class.
Oh.
Don't tell the principal. That's right.
Wait, why are you crying?
We only have a lip.
You have a full lip.
No, we don't.
Look in the mirror.
Where's the mirror?
It. Here, look in the camera. Do you see your lips?
There it is.
So you have 3 eyes. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 eyes. Wait. Okay, there's 2 now. Kind of. I don't.
Amusement park. The dragon's right near me.
It's Daisy.
No, that's the dragon.
It's Daisy.
No.
Yes, it is.
That dragon's are extinct.
It stinks.
What? What? they took my tongue out. That's so mean.
They're not mean. They didn't take your tongue. What else do you want to say?
I want to go to Petland.
Okay, we'll go. I promise.
Wait, I can't go without a tongue.
The dogs don't care if you don't have a tongue.
They don't have tongues. Can I promise you?
With me?
Yeah.
I think you want to go with a boy, don't you?
My boyfriend?
You don't have a boyfriend.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
I have 3 boyfriends.
You have 3?
Yeah.
Wow. Do they know?
No. I should probably tell them.
You probably should tell them, huh?
That's rude. I'm a player.
Yeah, what's wrong?
I can't hear my tongue.
Is it in your mouth? Yeah, it's in your mouth. Here, look in the mirror. There's your tongue. Your tongue's there.
I'm so happy.
You happy? You found your tongue?
I'm happy it's here.
It's there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you found your tongue. Okay, we gotta go in the house now.
Yeah, Twitter's like serious. I can stalk One Direction in 5 seconds of summer on that. I know where they're going.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't understand. I'm single now, so why would Luke Hemmings ask me to marry him? I thought that because I'd be single, Luke Hemmings would ask me to marry him, but he didn't ask me to marry him.
Who's that?
He's 5 seconds of summer. He's the lead singer. He's really hot.
And you want him to marry you?
Yeah.
I think they made my lips bigger too.
You're gonna be happy about that, aren't you?
Yeah. I think I look like Kylie Jenner now.
No, you don't look like Kylie Jenner.
I don't.
No, your lips do. No, your lips do. Your lips do. Your face does. Your lips do. Yes. Yes. Yeah, not your face. Your lips do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think the tooth fairy does with the teeth? Who cares? It's her thing.
Oh.
She can do whatever she wants with I'm blue.
You're not blue.
Look at me.
You're what?
Look at me.
It's a blanket.
I'm blue.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, is that better than the one you have at home?
I have a chair home.
Yeah, you have a chair.
I have a chair for myself.
Yeah.
No way. I have wisdom. Where'd my wisdom go?
Your wisdom teeth are gone. They took them out.
I don't have wisdom.
You do have wisdom.
No, I don't.
Why are you crying?
I want to listen to Rascal Flatts.
What do you want to listen to?
I don't know. Change the speed.
It's not.
It kills me how emotional these people get after this stuff.
What are you doing?
It happened to me too when I went under.
It's not a marshmallow. It's not a marshmallow.
You are something else. You are a good ghost.
Yeah, remember when they froze Han Solo?
They froze us so
Yeah, but then they unfroze him. They saved him.
We're on a walk and we're looking for squirrels. But don't tell Mom she's looking for me.
Okay, don't close your mouth. Keep it open.
not you.
Logan, I'm not.
The cops. What about the cops? They're coming to get you? What did you do?
Whoa.
I can imagine you would, Brian.
Oh. What's wrong? Bye-bye wisdom. Bye-bye wisdom. I need to go to church. I'm gonna talk. You can't talk. Mom, I talk. I can't help it. Mom, what? Be careful.
They took it away. Well, what kind of whale was it?
Mine too, Brian. I get it.
It was what? From the zoo?
Hang on. I got one more for. I gotta say, I love kids' honesty and how real they are. You just gotta love it.
You Thor?
No, I'm 5.
Austin is learning about Mickey Mouse and Friends. Can you say Minnie? Can you say Mouse?
Mouse.
Can you say Goofy? Is that what you think of him?
What do you want? You want to drink what? You want to drink wine. Isabella.
How about apple juice?
What do you need? I need my goggles. Where are they? Somewhere.
Aiden, do like this. Just open your hand and do that. What do you need? What are you looking for?
My goggles.
Where are they?
I don't know.
What are you wearing?
Suspender. I'm the grumpy guy.
Oh my God.
My mom just hit me. And I can say cuss words. I'm a grown woman. So we look alike.
Oh my God. Whoops.
Because my mom is very cute and she made me. So that's why we look alike.
But what things look alike?
We both have blue eyes. We both have nipples. What?
All right, Sally, what does that say? What is it?
T-I-D-E.
Who the hell is Cameron?
My boyfriend.
Who the boyfriend? My ass. Who told you you can have a boyfriend? Did you ask any? Who? Where this come from? How long have you been with him?
One. Yeah.
What?
One time.
What? How old do you have to be able to get a boyfriend?
20.
So how old is you? That's a long damn way off, don't you think?
So you want to make boss?
No. Girl, please be careful.
My apple.
Make me a small ball that I can taste test.
You love balls.
I love balls too.
No, baby, you cannot go to the bar.
Yes, again.
Why do you want to go?
Hey, guys.
Where you want to go?
To the bar.
You're not going to the bar.
Oh, yes.
You're not going to the bar. No.
Birdie,
Huh?
what's on your arm?
Oh my God.
From Haiti. I just borrowed one of Fernand's part one.
You just borrowed what?
Yeah, for my arm.
It's a big Band-Aid?
Yeah, it goes all the way up to here.
Wow.
It's really good.
Move, right, move. Good. Good.
I have the in my hand, and I'm a mother goose.
What? I think you're saying the wrong word.
No, I'm not.
Are you sure it's not a duck?
It's a duck.
Yeah.
What's this?
Don't get a purple.
Well, what is it? Show me.
A
A glove.
glove. A slimy.
Oh my God, it's a
A
condom.
slimy.
That's it. It's slimy.
What happened at school?
I took a hair look down and Jack and took it down.
You took him down? Why? What did he say?
Because kids don't get married. So that's why I put a headlock down him in.
Did he say he wanted to marry you?
Yeah. But kids don't get married, so that's why I put a headlock down him in. And that's why I took him down.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
That's the greatest thing ever.
Say, I love ice cream.
Cantono.
Say, I want ice cream.
Cantono.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. That's 1, 2, 3, 5.
Aaliyah, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
Yeah. Count to
1, 2, 3, 5, Mommy. It's 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, Daddy, okay. It's time baby diaper. It's time baby diaper.
You can change my diaper.
What did you tell your teachers today?
Weed is not good for you.
And why did you say that?
Because weed is stuff that, like grass, but it's not weed.
And did you tell them that we have a lot of weed in our house?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah.
Because when I got to your school, the teacher said, I heard you have a lot of weed at your house.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want to explain that?
Nope.
You want to show us your weed? You want to keep it secret?
Okay. This is weed. This stuff.
Say, hope we can see you soon.
Hope we can see you soon.
Say bye-bye.
You're about to die.
Mom, Mason.
What animal's on your shirt? What is that? A fox? Fox? Fox.
What happened to Addison at her softball game?
It's
What happened?
Oops.
It's called.
Did she get sat on the bench?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did they do that?
The cat's like the sun.
It's called a sucker.
Yeah.
Say sucker.
I want to eat it, Daddy.
You want sucker?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Purple.
Your boyfriend?
Yes.
I thought you said he was your husband.
He's my boyfriend husband.
Your boyfriend husband.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because your boyfriend's your husband too.
Daddy said to come on and stop flirting with the mannequin.
This is not a mannequin. This is my boyfriend. Look at him.
Aniston, stop.
All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for today. Appreciate everybody joining me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I may see you in here later tonight. My entire family's arriving now, so thank you guys so much again for joining me today. Hope you have a great one. It is Sunday. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy your families. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, guys. Don't change nothing. You guys are the beautiful people. Much love, everyone. I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye, y'all.
Life's a journey, let's make every moment shine. Together we share, our hearts so intertwined. Each time you tune in, we're dancing in sync. With every story told, just let your soul think. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. Kick back, take a breath, leave your worries behind. This podcast is magic, a treasure you'll find. With every moment shared, we light up the way. Join us next time for more laughs and play. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. A little laughter, some love, we're flying high. As we wrap up this episode, it's not goodbye. News on the airwaves, spreading joy and cheer. Thanks for being with us, we'll see you right here. So gather round friends, it's time to reflect. In this joyful moment, what's next to connect? Let's cherish the laughter, the joy that we spread. Together we'll thrive until our hearts are fed. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. So hit that subscribe, keep the vibe alive. We're riding this wave and it's set to thrive. With smiles all around, let's seize the day. In this podcast family, worries drift away. So gather round friends, it's time to reflect. In this joyful moment, what's next to connect? Let's cherish the laughter, the joy that we spread. Together we'll thrive until our hearts are fed. See you next time with stories anew. Can't wait to share more with all of you.